Good morning. What's good with everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Ah, wait till we get some people in the building. Triple J said, "This is dumb, bro. I haven't even said anything. What can be dumb, bro? Bro, I literally have not said a word, bro. What could possibly be dumb? Like, you guys complain about shit, bro. You fucking bots, bro. Like, literally, bro. I didn't say a word, and you say this shit is stupid. All things. What's going on? Ringside with Ringside LCD. What's going on, man? Ray Patterson in the building. Nicole Matthews in the building. What's going on? Double double. Kentrell LeGrew in the building. What's going on, man? Tony Brown. What's happening with you, sir? Vi Ferrer, man. Nuke the Duke. What's going on, man? Nah, boy, I'm not talking about an actual fight. He just wants the money. He's not trying to fight Gervonta. He wants Terence Crawford wants $100 million. Terence wants the $100 million paydays, man. He wants a $100 million payday, bro. What's going on, man? Comeback protocol in the building. Say good morning, my brother Fanon in chat. Good morning, man. 402, stand up. Love, hit the like button. That's what's up. Hit the like button. What's up? What's going on, 2 Cent? Yeah, man. Rodolfo Duran. Good morning. I'm going to wait for some people to come on in the building, man. While I sip my coffee, had a good weekend, man. Took a couple of days off from the live stream. So, you know. Free Me said, hello, Fanon. Please start streaming on Twitch. Start streaming on Twitch? Do they pay you for streaming on Twitch? Like, I don't know anything about. I don't even know about it, man. I predict Terence Crawford versus Chris Eubank Jr. and Shakur and Conor Ben at the same damn time at the same damn time. That would be a bullshit fight, but I would not be surprised if he took Chris Eubank. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all. He's not going to get if they give him $100 million for that, they just burning money though. They just burning money if they do $100 million, man. It's funny how that stuff is going on, man. We'd have to subscribe to Twitch. Yeah, I mean, I thought Twitch was for kids, man. Are you saying Tank deserves $100 million before Bud? Yes, absolutely. I'm saying that for sure, without a doubt. Nick Gross, yes, 100%. Without a doubt, I'm saying Gervonta Davis will make $100 million before Bud. He will earn 100. Yes, he will. 100%. Yes. I mean, I don't need. Can I say yes any louder than I've already said yes? Hell yes. Fuck yes. Without a doubt, yes. No doubt in this world. Okay, yeah, you know it. Yes. All day, every day. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. What's up, beautiful Barbara D? Good morning, Barbara D. How are you? Yes, I'm saying that. Absolutely, I'm saying that. Absolutely, I'm saying that, man. Bud Tank's got fans, bro. Even though you guys are trying your hardest to get rid of them. Even though you guys are trying your hardest to dissuade people from being his fan, bro. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit, man. That dude got fans, but ain't got no $100 million worth of fans. You know what I mean? I'm not. Hey, thanks. I know Twitch is free to download. I'm okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate you asking me to go to Twitch. I'm just not a Twitch streamer. I've never done it. I don't ever use Twitch. I don't use Twitch. I don't use them. So I don't know what I've never seen a Twitch live stream. I'm old, man. I'm not old, but come on, man. I'm doing well to have YouTube. I think I'm doing well to have YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. That's about as far as I can go, bro. Once I don't even fuck with Facebook. But Facebook, Instagram, how many dang social media platforms I'm on? LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. Is that right? X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah. Anyway, why does Tank deserve that payday before Bud when he hasn't accomplished more? Nick Gross, do you know why people make money? Yeah. Oh, you can't say certain words that'll ban you. Well, I get banned. Do you know how money works, Nick Gross? Who gets paid the most money? It's the people that make the most money. So until Bud makes as much money generates as much money as Gervonta Davis generates, he won't generate the money. Well, then you should know the answer to the question then. That's why Gervonta generates more money, so he makes more money. There you go. It's that easy. It's like, who gets to eat the most food? The person with the most food on their plate. You know what I mean? Who gets the most women? The man that the women want the most. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just common sense. It's just common sense. I mean, he's just not as popular. You guys want him to be as popular, and you're doing a very good job. I mean, congratulations. I'm really impressed with the amount of money and effort that has been spent to promote Bud over the last 2 years. Definitely spent a lot of money doing it, but I think the ship has sailed on that. And yeah, but look, I'm not even talking about the pay-per-views. If you take pay-per-view out of it, it's even more so that way, because you got to take Tank is not going to be behind a paywall. If you take Tank from around a paywall and he whoops the shit out of Jake Paul in fantastic style, just moves around him, does shit that you get highlights and all that, dude, this man is a walking highlight, man. Tank hasn't generated a lot of money without help from his opponents. You're just saying stuff. That's not true. He absolutely has generated money, a lot of money. Everybody has to have a fight. Somebody fight in the ring with them. So nice try, bro, but you're not having an honest debate with me. You're not really sharing a very astute worldview. Because first thing you didn't say that you didn't understand that the reason that Gervonta Davis would get more money is that he generates more money. Second of all, every single solitary fighter needs another fighter to generate money. But that's not saying the same thing. Gervonta can replace Lamont Roach. He can replace any of these other guys with somebody else. Barbara D in the building said, Martin, it's just not going to happen as you indicated. That ship has sailed. Yeah, the ship has sailed. Too many black folk don't like his ass. He already pissed off a lot of his support. He's had tremendous help from, you're just talking. You're just talking. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. It was very good. You're just talking. Because 5 minutes later, you'll say, who was he beating? And then you'll say, he's never beaten anybody. Well, if he's never beaten anybody, how did he get help with his sales? You know what I mean? Well, anyway, in a comparative sense, Canelo Alvarez is the one that sold all the tickets for the Canelo Alvarez fight with Terence Crawford, and so did Errol Spence Jr. Belts don't equal money. I agree 100%, 2 Cent. Are you really supporting Tank's fights with his YouTube opponent? Yes, I am. Yes, I am supporting it with the YouTube opponent. Why do you keep asking me all these silly questions, bro? Yes, I'm supporting it. Obviously, you're not supporting it, and you're looking for negative things to say about Gervonta. Good morning. Good Monday morning. I don't know why you're waking up so much money. Why are you waking up with so many questions, bro? What do I think about the Frank Martin fight? I loved it. I love the Frank Martin fight. I loved it. He fought a young black athletic southpaw. I love the Frank Martin fight. You know why? Because people said Gervonta Davis doesn't fight black fighters. So he fought 2 black fighters, and then now y'all say y'all don't like the black fighters he fought. Let me repeat. Gervonta Davis, one of the lines on Gervonta Davis is that he didn't fight black fighters. Gervonta Davis just fought 3 out of his last 4 opponents have been black fighters. And all of a sudden, y'all, he just doesn't fight anybody. And now the black fighters that he fought aren't good enough. I mean, it's just really with Gervonta, it's just what are you gonna complain about? When he has a fight, you complain about the fight every time. So it's really not worth listening to you or really taking what you say too seriously. I still wish I got Shakur Frank Martin. Man, Shakur probably watched Frank Martin, I think. Rodolfo Duran said, I can't wait to see Pitbull and Roach. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a good fight, man. A really good fight, because that's Pitbull Cruz is always in exciting fights because he's so aggressive. Flawless Mentality Elevation hosted by Dr. Mark. Grand Risings, blessing to the God Fanon, my Chi-Town brother of Elevation fam, and gods and goddesses of the always solid international boxing family. Shout out to my guy, Flawless Mentality. Man, I'm tripping over my tongue. Tripping over my lips is what I'm doing. Flawless Mentality Elevation hosted by Dr. Mark. Yes, sir. Kirk Jones said, man, nephew, Tank over all them bums. Be more in the house. I would love to have a live talk with you. Bro, I mean, you can click the link when the link is in there. Here's a link. I'm in here. I don't mind. I usually wait a little while to do it, but you can ask all the questions you want, bro. This shit's not gonna change anything. Okay? Because ultimately what you're talking about is fanhood. Raphael Washington said, Fanad, I know you from the Shy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got 146 people in the building. What up? What up? What up, everybody, as we going in it. Jonathan Bullard in the building. Good morning. Good morning. There's a link right there. You can ask questions if you want. Man, what up, man? My guy, Phenomenal Noop in the building said, just like you said, Noop, if I were Tank, it's fuck what y'all feel or think going forward. Y'all give me no credit for anything I do. Yeah, fuck y'all. You're gonna complain about anything he does. So you can't take anybody seriously that complains about everything you do. When somebody complains about everything that you do, they just don't like you. So since they just don't like you, there's nothing you really can do going about your business, man. You know what I'm saying? Just going about your business. And I love that Gervonta Davis going on about his business, get this money. You know what I mean? I wonder, you like us Southside gotta be? No, I'm from the far west, man. I lived on the Gold Coast. When I lived in Chicago, I lived in the Gold Coast. I was raised out west. Fanon, I've been following you for a minute. Thanks for all the great content. Carletta Jones, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, ma'am. Tank or Nothing 140. Hey, look. Gervonta Davis should not have listened to what anybody says, man. He should just go get his money because the system is just going to not like you no matter what you do. And it's not your fault, Tank. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's not your fault. He said, Rocco McRae said, nice pump faking now is it work. Yeah. I mean, look, man, I'm not trying to have any. Well, look, the people that I don't fuck with me. I'm not going to fuck with them. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, man, I'm sick of all the negativity in boxing, man. You've complained about Tank. You've passively aggressively complained about Tank 3 times. Stop. I know, dude. You think I'm stupid, bro? You have a tone to your questions. You have a tone to your questions. I know what you think by the questions you're asking. Okay. These guys get, what is this? What up, Sire the Ruler? Bud is a product of careful matchmaking. He fought Spence and Canelo on the decline, not in their prime. That's true. And he is a product of great matchmaking. And that's why he matchmade himself to so much money. But he's not going to matchmake himself anymore, bro. You're at the top of the hill. You got to pay up. Yeah, I saw it. Did you see Gary Russell Jr. confirm everything we said about Tank and Lamont regarding the knee he took? He sided with Tank. Yes, I did see that. And I got a video coming up about it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Watch. I bet I know what you're thinking. What you're thinking is this. What you're thinking is, why did he delete my comment? I didn't say I know what you're thinking, like in your thoughts specifically. I know your opinion about Tank. Yes, I do. Just like I know you mad that I just fucking got rid of that goddamn comment, man. Bro, I'm going to throw your ass the fuck out, bro. You got enough time. You got enough time to type. You got enough time to click the link, bro. I've talked to you more than enough, bro. That's enough. All right. Thank you. You're a tank hater, bro. Yes, you are. You may not be a very educated tank hater because honestly, the educated tank haters don't come around anymore. We have a new breed of tank haters, the ones that come with complete ignorance and lack of understanding. You asked why you asked with a cynical voice why I thought that Gervonta Davis deserved more money than Crawford, and you didn't understand why. Brother, everybody knows why somebody makes more money than somebody else, because you earn more money than somebody else does. That's why. That's why. In boxing, somebody makes more money than you because they sell more tickets. All right? You're playing dumb, or you're not playing and you are dumb. Either way it goes, bro. Put a pause on all them questions. All right? Because you definitely could have clicked the link. I don't believe you. I don't even care what they said. Who was it though? I can't remember his name, but he's timed out. Well, not timed out. What do you call? I just deleted the comment. I didn't like Tank taking a knee. The rules are just the rules. Yeah, exactly. Denali Smith is obvious because you got leading questions, bro. I wouldn't call them dumb questions if you're being honest. Why do you guys come? Oh my God, man, I'm gonna start getting rid of. I'm not gonna block people for no reason. Gary Russell don't like Tank because Tank is a celebrity boxer. Tank is not a celebrity boxer. Gary Russell Jr. is a washed up. I know he is not. Gary Russell Jr. will whoop the shit out of Lamont Roach. There's nothing washed up about Gary Russell Jr., bro. Gary Russell Jr. just put an ass whooping on for the ages in his last fight. Shout out to Fahim Sator, who still pissed at me because I said I was fucking with Tank in this fight. Yes, it is. It's Boots Fight Week. Chillville in the building. What up, Noop? How you feeling, brother? Let me get this second deal from my guy. Oh, yeah, I did say, yeah, man, I saw that. Ride with him, man. Gary talking about Gary's washed up, man. Gary's the fucking truth, bro. Gary will whoop, man. Gary can fucking fight. Gary looked terrific in his last fight. He fought like 3 months ago, but he's washed. Ain't he the same age as Terence Crawford? He just didn't get the benefit of all the matchmaking. Dog, stop saying that's racist, bro. Bud ain't playing with Bud ain't getting no $100 million from that dude. Hey, Phenomenal News said, I've been so out of tune with boxing, I forgot Boots was fighting. Hey, man, look, bro, I'm getting back in tune with boxing. I've been paying attention, man. I've been paying attention to boxing. Why are people mad if you don't criticize Tank? What's up with the group to think? That they don't think. They're paid bots is what I don't. Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm gonna stop speculating. I'm gonna act like this shit ain't fake. JC Cowboy Network, what's going on? Seriously, man, I'll debate anybody over Tank. Let me put another link in the chat, man. Oh my God, man. Hey, if y'all feel like supporting the chat in the Cash App or the Super Chat, that would be very, very nice today. Because we are in the beginning of the month and we working, dog, to be able to keep the channel up. Boots said, look out for his post-fight interview. Oh, for sure, man. Look, man, I love Boots as a fighter. That's the best. That's who Jaron Ennis won 100. Hey, Terrence, if you want $100 million, fight David Benavidez and Jaron Ennis. That'll be your $100 million right there. Don't try to get 100. Mr. B Moore said, Fanon, I don't know a boxer that wouldn't take the Jake Paul fight. You don't know anybody who wouldn't take that fight. Exactly, and they would take the fight, but yet they still criticize Tank for it. But the fight fans, are you really supporting Tank? Yes, I am. I'm supporting Tank in this fight. You know why? Because a vote for you all is a vote for you all. A vote against Tank is a vote for haters. And I can't support haters. I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna be like the Democrats talking about Trump. I don't care I don't care what you put out of here, man. I don't care who you put out there. I'm riding with Tank on it. I'm riding with Tank on it because you guys are the bad guys. I'm telling you, you guys are the bad guys. Because there's nothing Tank can do. It's a dumb argument. Why would you withdraw support if I'm a fan? Just don't watch the fight. Because you have to get along with the bandwagon that they have. The bandwagon is designed to get people off of Gervonta Davis's bandwagon. Gervonta Davis has a lot of fans, and he gets a lot of excitements during this fight. So they spend the entire time in between the fight tearing down the fight, trying to prevent the fight. Now, do you remember when I said that I thought Bill Haney was behind that BLK Prime bullshit? Phenomenal show. Phenomenal show. Do you remember when I said that I thought that Bill Haney was behind that BLK bullshit? You do? Do you remember? Did you hear Phenomenal Snoop recently? Who gave Terence Crawford the idea to fight Canelo Alvarez? Can anybody tell me who Terence Crawford credited with giving him the idea to fight Canelo Alvarez? It was Bill Haney. Do you see where I'm going with this? Terence Crawford said that Bill Haney told him, fuck Errol Spence, go for Canelo. Listen, fuck Errol Spence, go for Canelo. That's what Bill Haney said. Can you put a 1 in the chat if Terence Crawford said that Bill told him, fuck Errol Spence, go for Canelo? Right? So wouldn't that mean that Bud had to tell Terence Crawford to fuck the Errol Spence Jr. fight before the fight took place? Doesn't that mean that Bill Haney had to be talking to Terence Crawford about that fight before Errol fought Terence? That is 100% true. I will bet you $100 to a donut that Bill Haney was behind fucking up that Errol Spence Jr. fight when he went to fight David Avanesyan. He said he was preparing for Canelo before the Spence fight. Right. He was the one that took him to BLK Prime. I knew that BLK Prime shit was Bill. That's Bill. That bullshit was Bill. Sticking his nose in the middle of other people's fucking fights, bro. That shit is Bill. That shit was Bill that fucked that fight up. I told you Bill is the financier behind. Bill is full of shit, bro. Turkey Al-Sheikh is a front. I'm telling you, Turkey Al-Sheikh's a front. Bill Haney's full of shit. And these niggas ain't doing nothing but stealing money. I swear they are. Every time they say that's why the industry don't like Bill. I'm telling you, Bill fucking that. I don't believe Turkey Al-Sheikh, bro. I don't believe Turkey Al-Sheikh, bro. I don't believe these niggas, man. That's why Dean blames Bill for everything that happened in boxing the last couple years. Yeah, I believe it. I've been saying Bill Haney's man. Bill Haney's behind a lot of scumbag shit. I told you he's a false flag. He's false flagging. I told you he was out there false flagging. Like, man, man, I told you this nigga was out there false flagging. Bill Haney fucking up boxing, bro. Not just fucking up Gervonta's shit, fucking up Errol's shit, just running around fucking shit up. He sacrificed Devin in that Ryan fight. He took that nigga's money, 2 cents. He took that. They stole Devin's money, is what they did. I'm telling you, man, that dude, the Turkey Al-Sheikh's a front, bro. And they stealing money, dog. I don't believe these niggas. I don't believe them. I believe Turkey Al Sheikh ain't paying the money that they say they pay, and it's coming from some underhanded ass Negroes trying to get over on the world. They in the lab, you know what it is. I haven't heard from Bill in a minute. Look, man, what money? You mean crypto? Hey, yeah, exactly, man. He getting on these niggas on this crypto, getting them, biting them over crypto, bro. You got cats. Hey, man, did you see the boxing boys say that they bought that big ass BMW, that big ass Mercedes truck? What do you call them? What do you call a Mercedes trucks? Same difference. It's the same difference. I'm just saying, man, will you guys please stop being such sneak thieves? Like, man, y'all been fucking up boxing for a minute, bro. Can y'all give it a rest and let boxing recover from all your, the GL5. He said he got that shit from crypto mining. Like, nigga, that's an advertisement, bro. The nigga did. I could not believe I saw this dude do a crypto advertisement on a boxing channel, basically trying to convince boxers that it is smart for you to get paid in cryptocurrency. Man, 10 years from now, bro, you niggas gonna be mad as shit about that cryptocurrency shit. Yeah, hey, how them NFTs doing? Hey, question, how the NFTs doing? Anybody know who? The Boxing Boys did that. And that's when Boxing Boys did a crypto commercial and said he made, that's like $100,000 car off crypto mining. Yeah, I'm sure y'all been mining some crypto, all right. Anyway, man, it's all so funny to me, man. Just everybody's trying this all this cloak and dagger shit. But anyway, Terence Crawford ain't getting no $100 million, bro. I made some bread off NFTs. Oh, did you? You still doing NFTs? You must have got in early. You must have got in early. Yeah, I don't do any of the speculative stuff. I probably should. Every time I speculate, it fucks up. So I'm like, man, I ain't the one to be able to speculate, bro. Seriously. It's like as soon as I invest some shit, it just goes south. So like, man, I ain't in the mood, man. I think he's got both now. I said I have some in my collection that's a little something. I'm into crypto, though. I don't do all that speculative stuff. More power to you guys that can make that work for you. Over the long haul, that shit don't work. Over the long haul, I don't know. Who am I to say over the long haul doesn't work? I'm just not very trusting. I'm not very trusting. I'm a cash person, which is probably why I don't have a ton of money. I don't have a lot of investments. Anyway, though, it is what it is with all of that, man. I wish everybody gets the best. I don't believe that crypto or NFT for long-term investing. It could be good. I'm not taking a risk. Yeah, look, man, I honestly, man, every time I make enough money to really start going at investing, some bullshit pops off and I got invested in somebody else, man. I was sitting on a bunch of money, man. And then it's like my wife wants to buy a house. Like, man. So now I got a really nice house, man. But it's like you just gotta keep going, man. Anyway, crypto is suspect as fuck. Yeah, I ain't big on it. BTC and ETH, buy those two. Look, I'll trust you. Let me know how it pays off for you over in the long haul. Let me know how it pays off in the long haul. I guess I could say in the 1980s I should have bought Microsoft in the 80s. David Howard, how you feeling, brother? What's going on with you, sir? Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. But 100, man, what's going to happen with the sport of boxing when these guys stop lying about all the money these dudes are making? You know, Devin Haney I don't think Devin Haney's made over $3 million in a fight. But yet he was bragging about making $30 million. That's why I don't believe in crypto. I don't believe in crypto. I don't believe in NFTs. I don't believe these because they lie so much about the shit. And I'll be the one that they don't tell a lie, that doesn't know that they're lying. What's up, Vel Wagner? How you feeling, man? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. So anyway, what does Jaron Ennis need to do? I think he deserves the money if he fights Jaron Ennis. I'll throw my money in on it. Let Bill tell it. Bill be lying, bro. Give me 1 second. Hey, JC's Cowboy Network. Congratulations, bro. Devin is the face of boxing. He's touching at least 30 million. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure, bro. I know. Wow. Robert Vela said Crawford laid back at 147 and juiced up for EJ fight. He knew he was too big for 147. EJ starved out to maintain his weight, and it was taken. That's a lot of him while Bud was juicing. If that Charles Wilson, that's what I like about you. You keep it 100, man. Yeah, I'm going to keep it 100. Look, that would be let me say this about the comment that you just left. Because there's a lot of people that believe this. Crawford laid back at 140 and juiced up for the EJ fight. He knew he was too big for 147. EJ starved out to maintain his weight, and it was taken. It's a lot, and it was taking a lot from him while Bud was juicing. Let me tell you, only Bud knows if that's true. Only Bud and his camp know if that's true, which is why I don't envy them. Because if you know it's true that you did those things, then you got problems coming your way later on in life, man. You know, when you take advantage of people and you do things to people like that, I mean, that's if you really truly believe that Terence Crawford did that, then you can't believe Terence Crawford is a good person. You got to believe Terence Crawford is a bad person. And you got to believe his whole camp are bad people that really don't have any care for other people and are completely self-indulgent. But that's what they say you have to be in order to be great. They say you got to be selfish. It's got to be about me, and you can't care about anybody else. So while somebody else's dream is to be a unified world champion and move up to fight Canelo, you look and you say, "Hey, I want what he has." So then you cheat him to get what he has, and you take what he has through cheating. Like I said, only God knows. But if God knows, God knows, and then that's going to work itself out for you. Fortunately, that's what happens. And you'll see if Errol Spence Jr., that doesn't happen to Errol Spence Jr. Errol didn't get what he wanted. Errol's going to get what's for Errol, Sire the Ruler said that's why Bud fights once a year, because he's cycling off the juice. All I'm going to say is Bud definitely looks like a monster. To look at how he looked before the fight when he was at 140, to see how he looks walking around at 168, it's hard to conceive that he's natural. It's very hard to believe that he's natural. That's, I think, the best way that I can say it. It's hard for me to believe that he's natural. And since it's hard for me to believe that he's natural, it's hard for me to believe that all of these other people around him do not know that he's not natural. So that's hard for me to believe that all these people don't know that this is just a system and this is what people have to do. So it's kind of like you don't want to see what you need. You know how they say you don't want to see what goes into making sausage, right? You like sausage, but you don't want to see what it takes to make sausage. You don't want to know that there's eyeballs and intestines and earlobes and shit like that in there. You don't want to know that the sausage is probably going to have a little bit of, rat feces in it because they're in a facility like that. There's going to be rats. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at Bud and I think, okay, I like sausage, but I know that there's some shit that went into making this sausage. That fighter looks tampered with. That's what Marty the manager says. Marty the manager says he looks enhanced. I would change it to he looks tampered with. He looks like he's doing everything he can do to be the best. He said, I promise you wouldn't eat it if you knew. Oh, hey, hold on now. Hey, you'd be surprised now what I'll eat. You'd be surprised when a Negro will eat if he knew it. Trust me, you get hungry enough. Hey, for everything from the rooter to the tutor. The Writer's Block, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate you. Look like a super ninja. I'm just saying, without a doubt. Hey, grinding up bones and everything, man. Yeah, I mean, trust me, man. I just can't imagine what's going on in there. Yeah, 2 Cents said he's scientifically prepared. Exactly. It's like, yeah, like he looks enhanced. That is an enhanced human being. That is a human being that has used everything that they could possibly use for a peak athletic performance, because that man is going to do what he got to do to win. You know what I mean? Bud wants $100 million. What the fuck, paying Bud $100 million to fight Janabek? Let me tell you something, man. If they pay Bud $100 million, that shit's going to be 99% crypto, 1% net profit, and 100% imagination, bro. I'm telling you, I don't believe these cats. I don't believe shit about them. I don't believe the money that they're paying, bro. I don't believe them. I believe what the PBC says. Do you know why I believe why the PBC says that they're making the money that they're making? Because those guys will go 2-3 years without fighting. Danny Garcia be acting like he don't give a shit, still be doing shit with money, like still be holding his money like this. Ain't been in the ring in 3 years. Still sitting on dough. Because it is. I know it because it is. Writer's Block said, hey, no doubt for not. I'm going to rock with you for a hot minute now. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. We know they're getting paid in cryptocurrency because they are getting paid in cryptocurrency, brother. Inside sources have confirmed that they get paid in cryptocurrency. How you think they coming up with 100? You think they paying 100 million in real dollars? Come on, man. Get on out of here, man. These dudes ain't losing money like that, bro. Everybody getting $100 million paydays. How many fighters have had 100 million paid, made $100 million in the last 3 years? Tyson Fury has made $100 million in 2 fights. That's what they say. Alexander Usyk has been paid $100 million. Anthony Joshua made $100 million. Canelo Alvarez made $100 million. Terence Crawford was making $100 million. Everybody's making $100 million, bro. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, everybody named Mama making $100 million, bro. Just like I'm telling you, as soon as I said that there's trillions of dollars that can be made, bro, trillions got stuck to people's tongues all of a sudden. I'm telling you how that shit works. They stealing money. It ain't funny, Bud acting just like the people he claimed. Watch this shit. It ain't funny, Bud acting just like the people he claimed he didn't like. Said Gervonta cocky soon as he became the A-side. Told people he don't say his name. As he became an A-side, told people don't say his name. He's a meal ticket. Yeah, obviously that nigga's a hypocrite now. Deem. Now, we ain't asking nobody about hypocrisy now. Hypocrisy? Shit. King of it, bro. Why would Bud need to negotiate for 9 hours for a Canelo fight, but he getting $100 million? Shit makes no sense because he didn't get paid no goddamn $100 million. Because Bud didn't get paid no goddamn $100 million. That's why. Man, these dudes was getting $100 million. Man, these dudes will say anything, man. They say anything. Kentrell, what up, man? Oh, I already said what up, Kentrell. I'm just saying, bro. That's me, man. You know? Everybody a billionaire, bro. All I know is Bill Haney, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia said that they got $30 million. Si, senor, is the rumor. Si, senor. Si, senor. The funniest shit ever is is Devin Haney's contract, though. Hey, who y'all got, Devin Haney or Brian Norman? I think Devin Haney, please, hey, Brian Norman, please beat Devin. But I think I got to ride with Devin in this fight. Dog, they gonna cheat Brian Norman. Dog, Devin Haney is a machine, bro, with no purpose. Devin is a machine that can't go nowhere, bro. He's got all the power of a machine, but it can't go nowhere, bro. but it's like a Bugatti with a Toyota engine in that bitch, man. Now I'm saying that's who you want to win, Barbara, or who you got winning. That's who you got winning. Stop playing with Definon. He the one and only face of boxing, 12-0. What is Devin? Ain't Devin like 30-0, isn't he? I respect that. What up, Cool Ash? Good morning to the beautiful queen. You know that. Arena in the building. Good morning, Arena. How are you? Cool Ash. What's going on, Cool Ash? Oh, 12 rounds. Yeah, he the queen of the 12-0, right? Right by the front door. I'm in the parking lot now. What you talking about? The Normans knew they leave up to the red. If they leave it up to, I got Brian Norman at 9. Man, look. Woo-wee. I want Bill and Devin. I wonder how much shenanigans Bill and Devin have been up to, bro. The biggest bit of bullshit is that contract they tried to get Gary Russell Jr. to sign. That right there should have let you know these guys are some fucking used car salesmen. He got to knock Turkey Buddy out to win. Who you talking about? Hamas Shiraz? That's who I think Terence Crawford is going to have to fight to get $100 million. Hamas Shiraz. Boxing ain't real, man. Boxing ain't real. Oh, no worry, man. You just did that shit on the phone. And Tank will beat Roach if he really focus. I think he beat him the first time. I think Devin Haney beat him. I mean, I think Gervonta beat Lamont Roach the first time. That tells you though that the PBC doesn't cheat. They are not on that same shit that these other dudes are on, man. These other guys are on. It's like they're trying to play and pull all the levers in boxing. You know what I mean? Question: who do you guys have on Gary Russell Jr.? I want to see Gary Russell Jr. fight Devin Haney at 147. I hope all these guys go to 140. I do think it's time for Tank to go to 140 if he comes back, though. Not because I think he's a 140 pounder. Kokui said, "Damn, I owe KQ a phone call." Victor Conte will be posting some tweets to discredit Norman Jr. and demand some more bogus testing. Bet on it. Oh, for sure. That shit's going to be coming soon. And he's going to test positive. And he's going to pop dirty. I'm glad that I just hope they don't have this shit where this dude going to wind up popping dirty after the fight. Terence won't fight David. No, he won't. Terence probably is not going to fight anybody, honestly. But how long is he going to keep the belt? Who's got the WBA belt now that he dropped? Give me 1 second. I got to grab something, so I got to give you some entertainment real quick. Hold on 1 second.
Dude, like, my heart, bro. Like, Tank, Like, I had that little nigga with me at 14, 13, bro. His mama and them had to drive to Cincinnati to come get that nigga away from me, bro. Like, this is my real little brother.
Yeah.
Like for real, bro.
Did you ever see him spar any of them?
Yeah.
What happened? Who he sparred?
We need to
Y'all know
see
what
this
happened,
fight,
man.
I don't
He
know.
sparred Devin.
We need to see that fight, man. We need to see that fight. Phoenix the Assassin. Devin better fight Brian Norman the way he's fighting his baby mama in court if you want to win. I hope Brian Norman knocked the lies out of him, man. I don't know, man. I definitely want Brian Norman to win the fight. But I just think better of Devin Haney as a fighter than I do think of him as a person, you know? Oh, Heavy says some new guy got the 154 WBA. I think Xander Zayas is fighting him for the unification. Oh, please don't steal the belts. I can't go to BoxRec for this because BoxRec doesn't list the WBA champions. Why they still got they got Terence Crawford as the WBA champion. On their website, they have not updated it. They still have actually. No, they got Terence Crawford still there. Man, I'm sorry, bro. There's some fucking Illuminati shit going on with Terence Crawford, bro. Why the fuck is Terence Crawford still? He's listed by the WBA as a champion in both divisions. That's crazy. Where'd it go? Yeah, that's some beautiful shit, isn't it? Look at that. Terence Crawford is the super welterweight WBA world champion, which is the same title Gervonta has, WBA world. Who has the WBA super? WBA super world is Gilberto Ramirez. I can't believe they all have Bridgerweight champions. It's fucking ridiculous. Turkey held the man hand on national team. That's funny. Boots' worst move was Eddie Hearn. I think Boots' a good move. No, Boots, I don't think that was a bad move for Boots, man. Eddie Hearn, you think he was? I don't think it was a bad move for Boots. Boots is still selling out fights, man. I know what a bad move for Boots was. It was talking to certain people, giving interviews to certain people. But now I see, man, they got to do it. These guys are very connected behind the scenes, bro, and are very involved in the shenanigans going on through the sport of boxing, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys were not directly connected to fixing fights, playing games with steroids. Like, that shit really bothers me that Bill Haney was consulting with Terence Crawford before the Errol Spence fight. I don't like that, man, because that shit brings out a lot of questions, man. Because that means Bill Haney has been involved with bullshit in boxing for at least the last 16 years. Hold on, let me see. Let me do a little quick bit of investigation. Is it 16 years? $2010. $2010. The Exodus files keep saying Bill be doing bullshit behind the scenes. Oh, yeah, he definitely does. Bill definitely does bullshit behind the scenes. How much bullshit? I'm really wondering how much. Yeah, because if he's involved with that shit, like Vicky's involved with Victor Conte, Terence Crawford, yeah, that's some terrible shit. Boots never asked for tune-ups. Stop lying on that man. Chuck was the first person he offered the fight to. He said no, fought Adams and got beat. People got to stop lying. Beam, never expect him to stop lying. Never expect him to stop lying, bro. It's half of boxing talk is lying. Half of boxing talk right now in American boxing is about lying. Or just making shit up that is so close to a lie that you might as well call it one. Lies of making errors of omission, all kind of shit. Anyway, man, somebody want to get their opinion on anything, y'all can click the link. Boxing is such a wonderful sport. Turkey never said Boots asked for 2 tune-ups. He was talking about AJ and Fury when he said 2 tune-ups. That's what you get to listen, and that's what people get to listen to for Turkey Al-Sheikh. Subjective to change. You know how it goes. It's okay, though. Like I said, man, I'm going to be a good boy, Dean. I don't want any more fights anymore, man. I don't want any more fights. I'm not going to call anybody peons anymore because apparently Bill Haney's a big deal. Bill Haney can fuck with shit behind the scenes. Bill Haney's moving money around behind the scenes. Bill Haney's doing all this shit behind the scenes, man. Setting up $100 million paydays for people, man. Come on, man. Bill's the man. Turkey most lies. He lost Matias on November 22nd card because he lied about the payout Matias would receive. Look, I don't believe these guys, man. I don't believe these guys primarily because they've been fake with me. Why is Bud so mad? People said he don't sell. Is that not the truth? Well, it is and it isn't 2 cents. He sells. He just doesn't sell enough to justify the money he makes. Okay? Let me say that again. He sells. He just doesn't sell enough to justify the money he makes. It's a fucked up situation, bro. Because there are guys that sell that don't make money. But then there are guys that make money that don't sell. Gary Russell says a lot of people don't want to smoke with him. Devin, stay away. Of course, Devin's not skilled enough for Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. is a significantly better fighter than Devin Haney. Significantly better fighter. Not a little bit of... I hate that. That was yesterday, nigga. Dean by any means said, Bud said, they say I'm bad business, but Bud, you are a bad businessman. He could make money way more than his career. He fought multiple times. No, look, the thing is that Bud is just bad juju, man. I listened to the way Bud and the way Andre Ward talk about business, man. You wouldn't want to do business with them. That's just very obvious. They're not people that care that they don't care that the people that they do business with make money. So they're looking for ways to take advantage of other people in negotiations, man. That's what they're doing. So it's just what it is. And if you're in that and like that in one way, you'll be like that in a lot of ways. Exactly. It's very manipulative. You don't sell enough to ask for the paydays you're asking for. But these people are just burning money because they're throwing the shit away. They're throwing away other people's money, man. They said hedge fund money. They're obviously playing with people's hedge fund. Obviously doing it. But, don't worry. I mean, maybe it'll end. Maybe it won't end. Who knows, man? Abdul Shahid Rauf Wahed said, hopefully Boots will be getting the big money fights after this, or I think Eddie will look like a bad decision because the belts don't mean anything anymore. He has to get big. He's not going to give, Terence Crawford is never going to give Jaron Ennis an opportunity. Let me repeat. Terence Crawford will never give Jaron Ennis the opportunity. Never. The boxing powers that be will never give Jaron Ennis the opportunity to grow organically because they're going to introduce so many bullshit storylines on the guy that everybody's going to act like he's a duck. And then when he has an exciting fight, they're going to act like his exciting fight was garbage. Seriously, man. All you got to do is switch Jaron Ennis for Boots, and you'll see the difference. Lee Jackson, what's up? Dean, by any means, Boots is fighting for a title next. He's not fighting Virgil next. Get ready for the Boots a duck talk again. Yeah, it's going to be until he gets his hands on 4 titles, and he's going to be a duck after that too. Man, what's going on, Anton? How you feeling, man?
Hold on for now. Let me put my headphones on real quick. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Virgil Wimby said Bud is worth whatever people are willing to pay him, selling or not selling. He's made huge money in his last 3 fights. In his last 2. Maybe his last 1. Who knows? But if they're willing to pay you, it is what it is. What's up, Anton? What's on your mind, man?
Yeah, man. I'm just listening in. We got to understand, man. A lot of these dudes don't have integrity, man. So, money is the only thing that moves these kind of people. So, like, even with the whole Turkey Al-Sheikh and Dana White type situation, and then like Terence Crawford, as you was just talking about, like the comedians are getting backlash right now. I don't know if you heard, but it's comedians that's getting backlash because they were just over in Saudi Arabia or Israel, somewhere, whatever, performing and stuff like that. But the whole time, now maybe they're uninformed, but when you're taking money from certain people, to me, you have to do your due diligence to know who you're taking that money from and if they're profiting off the harm of other people's. And that's why the comedians has been getting backlash. And they were talking about, would you accept money from this person and that person? The thing with Dana White is not good for boxing and never will be good for boxing. Dana White has screwed over the UFC fighters. He has lawsuits out the ass right now. The one guy, I forget his name, got cancer. He can't even get health care from Dana White. But Dana White has made millions off of these guys. If I'm starting a business and my business is already, like, I'm not trying to be unionized and I'm telling you certain things on, like, far as stuff that will help out my workers, and I'm not trying to hear nothing like that, and I'm trying to promote a business, and the first thing in my business that I'm trying to do is get rid of the Muhammad Ali Act, that should tell you everything that business is standing for. That one move right there should show you everything what that business is going to stand for and how it's going to look in the long term and what their plan is to do to fighters.
Hey, I do see what you're talking about. You're talking about it was a rehab comedy festival in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Do you know who Dr. Mark Lamont Hill is?
Dave Chappelle. Yeah, it was like Dave Chappelle was in it. So basically, they're getting a lot of integrity. They're getting a lot of pushback for what every fucking body in boxing is trying to do.
Yep, it's the same thing.
It literally is. Hey, real quick, why they got Bud dressed as a samurai? He knows nothing about Bushido, aka what is this? Chivalric code. Something that requires integrity. Much love, and thank you. I don't understand what that is. A chivalry, the chivalric code. Okay, my bad. Go ahead, Anton. Thank you for that money. Thank you for the support, bro.
People don't know that whole plan with Donald Trump going to Riyadh and stuff like that. All of that is tied into everything that's going on here right now. They invested $600 billion into the United States. Everything is tied into that. So it's with the sports, it's with economic strengthening, growth, partnerships and relations between the two companies. That's why Turkey has the public investment fund. All of that stuff is tied into that. So, but people don't read nowadays, so they would never like pick up on certain things. That's not like a separate. All of that stuff is tied into each other. But the comedians is getting backlash because of the guy from Philly. He has a bookstore down here. I buy a lot of books from him. His name is Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Mark Lamont Hill, yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, Mark Lamont Hill. Because he's been on a big stance with Palestine and everything going on over there and stuff like that. And he's been asked to come talk and perform and speak and do things in Israel. And he's basically and in Saudi Arabia. He's just like, there's no amount of money that they can pay me because I
Yeah,
believe in
he's with Al Jazeera. He's a reporter for Al Jazeera.
he believes in what human rights and stuff like that. So he's basically saying they can't pay me. But that stuff it has to do with boxing as well. And the thing that was funny to me is them trying to get rid of the Muhammad Ali Act, and then Turkey just put up a picture of Muhammad Ali on his Instagram or something like that, like you was showing them love, but whole time y'all trying to get rid of the Muhammad Ali Act. Like these people is crazy, man.
Hey man, they gonna do what they got to do, but yeah, that is wild. Like that, the reading about the comedians, and they're all the big name. They are all the big name, all big name comedians. Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, Pete Davidson, Jim. I don't remember Jim Jeffries.
I think Kevin Hart was there.
It's Louis C.K.
Yep.
Yeah, played at the comedy fest. But yeah, man, that's. You pay them enough money, those dudes ain't thinking about that shit for 5 seconds, man. They're gonna take that money but at the same time, man, they got all kind of shit going on in the United States, and these people performing in the US and in front of people that are mistreated all the time as well. So, it is what it is, man. But they ain't never gonna change what they're doing over there in Saudi Arabia, and these dudes ain't never gonna stop taking the money.
So on the boxing aspect, what do you think would be a bigger fight? Do you think Shakur and Tank? I mean, I know what you're gonna say, but I still gotta ask. Shakur versus Gervonta Davis or Terence Crawford versus David Benavidez? Which fight do you think would be a bigger fight for the sport of boxing and would do better on the sales wise?
I think that shit's kind of wasn't what. I think it's kind of wasn't what. Because there's no cross. The thing with David Benavidez and Terence Crawford is that there's going to be a huge Mexican fashion because of David Benavidez. But with Shakur don't bring anybody extra. So I don't think Shakur and
Tank.
Gervonta is any bigger than Pitbull and Gervonta. I think it's about the same. It's Pitbull and Gervonta. If he's to rematch Pitbull, because Shakur ain't got a lot of fan base, man. He doesn't. He's definitely where Terence Crawford was at this point. I mean, Terence Crawford got his fan base up, and I think they may be looking. The Mexican fan base for David Benavidez may explode. So I think right now it's kind of like what and what on those two fights, man. Because you don't have the peanut butter and chocolate when it comes to Gervonta and Shakur. So I would think that I don't know, man, Pitbull, because I see what you're saying, OG told me, but yeah, I think the bigger Pitbull and Gervonta may be bigger than Pitbull and Shakur. Because of what happened with Gervonta with Errol and Terence Crawford,
Yeah.
I think Terence it's just interesting. That's an interesting question.
And I look at it like this because a lot of Shakur fans are not diehard fans. A lot of them fans are fans because they hate Tank Davis. So they're not even real fans. So those are not even guys who are even going to pay real money to even support the
Man,
event.
you can't honestly, man, I don't think if you're listening to people that say things, anybody that fire sticks, bro, you just shouldn't even listen to them because they're not supporting fights, man.
Yep.
If you're fire sticking, I mean, you don't count, bro. You know what I mean? You don't count until they talk about a fight that takes place on Netflix or something.
Right. Yeah, I think it's so easy now, but they are doing a better job now of shutting down a lot of these illegal websites. I remember a couple that people used to really watch the fight on, and they shut them down. So eventually, I don't know where these dudes is going to be even like being able to, Brody to fight from. But that stuff was going on with Mike Tyson back in the day when you used to have the black cable boxes. You used to have the chip in them, and you could get the free pay-per-view fight. So
Yeah.
I remember my dad having one of them boxes, and I remember being a kid. I think I was like 11 years old, and we was all hyped. My dad took us to the store. We went to go get snacks and all that type of stuff to watch the Tyson fight, and it lasted for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And after that, now my dad like, damn, well, now I gotta find these kids something to do now. Like now we had to watch a movie or something. But like, yeah, I don't know, man. I believe you can't sit here and complain about certain things and boxing if you're not willing to support the fighters. I'm all about supporting the fighters. Like, yeah, the promoters, this, that, and the third. Because one guy was talking about these promoters don't have the money that they supposedly did. Turkey exposed this. Turkey ain't exposed nothing. Turkey is paying from an investment fund, while traditionally promoters put up the money for their own events. So how are you comparing the two? Turkey ain't going in his personal bank account and paying these fighters.
No, he's not.
Turkey don't even have a promotional company. He doesn't even have a platform. He's buying these dudes out and they sell it. Eddie Hearn was just trashing Turkey. Now you just signed a partnership deal with him. These guys don't have no integrity, man. It's just money, money, money. Like, and I understand you got it. We all need money, man. But you I think it's certain things like the old saying: if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And these guys are just falling for BS. Like boxing was great before Turkey, and guess what?
Oh,
Boxing is
hold
going to
on,
be
hold on,
great
hold
after
on,
he's gone.
hold on, bro. They're partnering. Matchroom is partnering with them, all right, for fucking snooker,
What you mean? What happened?
snooker and darts. The partnership is not just boxing.
I can't hear you. You muted.
Snooker and darts.
Oh yeah, because the zone got darts
Snooker
matchroom.
and
It's
darts.
yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
doing snooker and darts.
yeah.
It's a big sport, but they partner on boxing, snooker, and darts for the zone. That makes sense because Turkey Al Sheikh pulled away from the zone. They got
Right.
to fight, dude. There's not a loyal. That's the one thing I'm not like. I think it is like almost kind of a good thing is that Turkey Al Sheikh is not loyal for shit. Like there's not a loyal bone in his body, so he's going to deal business and double hand everybody. He's literally doing business with every single solitary person in boxing.
Mhm.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, he's not going to be able to like manipulate shit if you're working with everybody because somebody's going to pull you here, somebody's going to pull you there, and they're all going to drive the price up on him.
Right. That's true. And with that plan that Dana has now, maybe that plan would have worked years ago. I don't even think it would have worked years ago because you had Don King and Bob Arum and other top promoters back then with that pace, that thing he's trying to do. You can't. That's not like that's something you need to create if you're trying to find like up and coming fighters. But a lot of them professional dudes that's already established, they're not fighting for the money that y'all trying to pay them. Those little bit of couple of. I don't think they understand these guys is risking their lives in the ring, man. I'm all about the fighters. I don't care about nothing but the fighters, man. The fighters are the ones in there taking the risks. The fighters are the ones that need to be paid the right way and taken care of. And that's why now everybody was clowning Gervonta Davis when he said boxing is dying, the stuff he was saying. And now it's videos of all these channels doubling back and now agreeing with what he said. Like it's crazy, man.
Man, that's bro. I don't. The content creation part of the shit is funny, bro, because they take everything Gervonta says and they use it.
Yep.
They because that's what the fuck they are. They copycats. So they're like, no, when he says they don't like it, but it sits in their head, they think about it. And then when some other circumstance comes out, they just use the argument because the argument is there to be used. They don't. I'm telling you, man. It's just one big marketing ploy going on around these guys, man. But it's fun to watch, man. I love watching all these dudes talking about money that they ain't really making. Again, if just think about how shit really works, bro. If Tyson Fury was really made $100 million, I know I've heard at least 3 occasions where they said that Tyson Fury was making $100 million. If he was making $300 million, why would he come back and fight?
Yep.
That's not how that shit works. When somebody when you're really paying people that much money, bro, they're not coming back to fight. They're sitting. That's what Arrow really got 20 million. That's why he's really sitting there. But you know what I mean? They can. That's why those guys can really sit there for long periods of time. Dude, I don't believe that paying Dimitri Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev and all these foreign fighters the money that they're saying they're paying these guys, because they don't act like they're paying them the type of money. Now but again, they were lying about how much money they were making when the people were with Top Rank, saying Top. Remember when Bob Arum one time, they've said that Bob Arum, that Tyson Fury Tyson Fury basically was brought back from the dead by the PBC and Showtime, and fought like on 2 Showtime cards before he got back and fought Deontay. Then they had that draw. So everybody was real happy because Tyson Fury double-crossed the PBC and went and signed with Top Rank, and they said, oh, he made $100 million deal with Top Rank. Oh, fuck the PBC. That's what they said about how much money that Bob Arum was paying.
I remember.
Bob Arum was supposed to be paying Tyson Fury, and Bob Arum said, I mean, what? He was like, how much? Right. They've been doing this shit to boxers, lying about how much money their favorite fighters have been making for a long time, bro. And then at the same time, the PBC's been going broke the entire time.
Right.
But then what happens? How does it really pan out? It pans out that the only person that really goes any amount of time without a TV contract looks like it's Top Rank, because Top Rank lost their contract. Meanwhile, the PBC picked up another one with Amazon Prime. So, I mean, the narrative is determined by who it starts with and who you're talking about. That's like Max Kellerman. Bro, Max Kellerman is literally using the same argument that he was using years ago. He's using it over again, because now he's saying that Gervonta Davis was never really a champion.
Yeah.
Well, what is he talking about? That's the same argument that they said when people were saying we need to get rid of all these sanctioned bodies because we really don't know who the champion is. So he's just using an old ass argument that they used against the sanctioning bodies, because he's saying, well, you've never gone into a weight class where we really knew you were the man. First of all, bullshit, fucking Max Kellerman.
Right.
Bullshit. Everybody knows that Gervonta Davis is the man at 135 right now. What the fuck you talking about? He's the man at 135 pounds right now. But they act like they don't know it. That's easy to say that you don't know that somebody's the man, because all you got to do is say it. And he says that shit repeatedly. Dean, by any means, what's going on, man?
What's the deal for non-Philly in the building? What's up, Brody? What's going on?
What's up, man? How you?
Man, I'm chilling, man. We've been going about these things for the last couple of years, and I'm just happy we was right. They told us these fighters care about legacy, and they care about this, and they care about that. As the minute Terence Crawford became the A-side, he turned into Terence Davis. That's who he turned to. He turned into Terence Bud Davis. The minute he became the A-side. Now he won 100 mil. Don't say my name. The fight already, you could have had the fight. When Gervonta told Shakur Stevenson that same thing, y'all lost your mind. It's amazing to me, Fanon. It's just amazing. They keep telling us what fighters wouldn't do. Stop telling me what people don't do when I see stop telling me what people are when I see what they do. Stop telling me that. I don't want to hear that no more. Bud think just like Gervonta, and how you know it's jealousy and why they've been hating on the young man this long, because they've been wanting, they felt they deserved the money he was getting, y'all. That's where the animosity comes from. Devin, Shakur, Bud, all three of them feel they should be where Gervonta Davis is. They'll never admit it, but Bud don't have to admit it. Just look how he moving right now, Fanon. Just look how he moving.
That's how he's moving. He's moving like he got a bunch of people that don't deserve fights. You know, he got a bunch of people. He's holding on to multiple. You know, he's still got that damn WBA belt too. That's just crazy.
Yes, and that's the only reason why Boots going through what he going through now. But he gonna have to drop that, and that's why I said Boots will probably be fighting for that belt next. So that Virgil stuff is a wrap for that. But they gonna call Boots a duck because he going for a belt. But then they talk to me about legacy and stuff like that. So
It's only legacy. You're only telling somebody about legacy when you don't like the fighter. He's not done enough to impress me. Honestly, at the end of the day, fuck y'all with being impressed, because being impressed ain't gonna do shit. They have not said a positive fucking word about the dude. You don't get anything. Bud hate. Oh, shit, this dude right here, bro. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What's your thoughts, David?
Yeah, man.
Hey, David, why you got this dude bent over, dog? Is that you got that nigga bent over? What is that?
Nah, that's Tank telling Shakur to get his ass up after he knock him down. That's foreshadowing the future at some point in time. But check it out, man. Seriously, Bud gotta be out his rabbit ass mind if he thinks somebody gonna give him $100 million. He never generated $100 million in his damn life. And it's ridiculous to sit here and watch that interview with this dude up here blatantly lying. Lying his ass off, man. Knowing that the timeline of half of the shit he said out his mouth don't even match up.
Especially
it's
about
ridiculous.
Jaron Ennis.
Yeah. He said that he wasn't going to give Jaron, and he said, I have no intention on fighting Jaron Ennis. About a week after he won the fight against Errol Spence. A week.
Yeah,
That's
I remember that
ridiculous.
interview.
And now all of a sudden he acting like, oh, you had a chance to fight me. Man, get out of here, man. Then he said up, man, he just lied through the whole thing. And then every time you turn around, these little subtle line jabs at the PBC. Promoters tried to block me. The only promoter that tried to block me was the one that you was signed to through two contracts. And that's Bob.
Yep.
But you was up there taking Bob's side against Al Heyman because Al Heyman didn't want to just give you everything you wanted in negotiations. Man, this guy's.
What make it worse, David, is I don't like hypocrites. I remember Terence Crawford was mad when Keith Thurman was acting the same way. Keith Thurman was treating Bud and Earl like they was Jaron Ennis.
Yep.
And that's why they don't rock with Keith Thurman. I don't like hypocrites. Bud Crawford told, I forgot who he was talking to. They was like, so what's your problem with Tank? He was like, he's just too cocky, man. He's just so cocky. And
He was talking
to
Najee from Cigar Talk.
Yeah, he was talking to Najee, talking about he's so cocky and he be having those security guards around you. Again, y'all.
Who was talking to Najee? Terence Crawford was?
Terence Crawford was,
Terence Crawford was talking to Najee, talking about how cocky he thinks Gervonta Davis is, and he just don't like him, and he be having all of that security around him. Well, Bud, we saw you get pulled over. You be having security around you too. That's number one. So I don't know why you brought that up. That's a lie and hypocrisy right there. You can't try to down another man for having security around him. Meanwhile, you be having security around you. That don't make sense. And then you say the man cocky and all that. Bud, you in Japan.
Nigga ain't no goddamn security. Hey, man, that ain't that nigga security. If that's that nigga security, why he driving?
And
That's
and
the
and, and
other part I don't get.
Why the fuck
But
you
that's what they
driving?
said.
That you can call niggas your security if you want, bro. But if they're not driving if you have security, they're supposed to drive the car. That's one of the main things they got to do. Drive the car. Sit your
Not
ass
when
in
you
the back.
Jesus. Fanon, you know he
Sit.
Jesus, Fanon.
What?
You know he Jesus, Fanon. That is Jesus Christ. They didn't tell you that Bud is Black Jesus?
I got
and
the
Tank
black.
got
I
and
got
Tank
the
got
black
and Tank
Jesus.
and Tank got security around him, bud, because he make more money than you. That's why he gotta protect his
exactly.
millions, brother.
Exactly.
my my thing is,
Plus,
Bud,
he 5 foot.
don't be sitting up there talking about somebody cocky and all this, and then the minute you get in position, you do the same things that you claim that you hated from other people. I cannot stand that, Fanon. My father and mother told me to not be like that. You can't be mad people don't share with you, but then when you get food, you don't want to share it. You know what the definition of being real is? Everybody talk about they a real nigga, right? All being real is, y'all, is treating people how you want to be treated.
Yep.
Don't
True that.
steal if you don't want nobody stealing from you. Don't be disrespectful and you don't want nobody being disrespectful to you. That's
True
it.
that.
I'm just glad that the whole boxing community heard his interview and got to see that Bud's a damn hypocrite. So can y'all please apologize to Gervonta Davis and say, Dag, when you the cash cow, it does change things, huh? You can pick and choose. That's exact. And miss me with this too, Fernando. You know what they're gonna say? Well, Bud achieved a lot. So did Gervonta. Bud ain't achieved as much as Gervonta by the age of 30, though. We're talking about a
Nope.
38-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
but my thing is, Dean, like, if you sat here and said that, oh yeah, these people blocked me, and like David said, you were being blocked by Top Rank. Top Rank, Bob Arum, your promoter was the one that was first putting those videos out there saying that he couldn't promote you. He said the same thing about your buddy, Shakur Stevenson. He said he couldn't
Mm-hmm.
make no money with you guys. He started that. And then the rumors went on from there, and other channels start picking it up on. But nobody put that out there. But the guy that you were signed to, he said that. And my thing is, if you say, "Oh, I rock with Jaron Ennis, I like Jaron Ennis, this, that, and the third, he this, he that. I wish him nothing but the best." All right, cool then. If you was coming up and you felt like people was blocking you and not giving you opportunities, why wouldn't you do that for that young man? Why wouldn't you change the narrative and give that young man an opportunity? You
True
said,
that.
"Oh no, I ain't fighting boots. I'm out for big paydays." So you basically saying that you're not gonna make no money fighting boots or whatever the case may be. But like even another platform that's pro Bud, they called them out on it. It was like that's corny. You should give him an opportunity because at the end of the day, that's a legacy fight for you, and that's another champion on your resume if you were to beat him. So
first
Exactly.
of
give him
all,
the opportunity.
I don't like when people double talk me. Bud, you can sit up there and say whatever you want. There's only one fighter every interview you get asked about, and that's Jaron Ennis. So who is your biggest fight? Who your biggest fight left besides the Canelo rematch? Jana Beck is not a bigger fight than you and Boots. Who is your, where's this big fight at? Where is the fight?
Benavidez. That's
But he
it.
don't. But he not going to take that. But now we know he not going to take that one.
You know
So
He
what?
where's
may
this big
shock you.
fight at? You say you
He
may. You're
may
You
right.
know
shock
what?
You're right, Fernando.
you. I don't think he'll shock you though.
No,
But
I'm
you
messing
know,
with you.
hey, but you know what? You know what they're gonna give Bud? They've been trying to put that promotional fund, that that agency that's working with Bud right now, that's trying to change the minds about Bud Crawford. They don't want you to remember that he said fuck the fans. You know what I mean? Excuse my French, man. They don't want you to remember that he said that. So what they doing is they trying to make him into the pro black Bud. You know what I mean? And I bet you what they're about to do. This is what they get ready to do. They're about to do boxing jiu-jitsu on you. They're about to give Bud the great white hype. They're going to give him the great white hype. He's going to be just like Damon Wayans was in that movie.
You know who they doing him like? They doing him like AJ. Like how they used to like they've taken him everywhere and doing all
Yeah,
kind of shit
great
with him.
comparison. Great comparison.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Mhm.
They're doing like an AJ promotion on him. And he's a great athlete. He can throw a basketball. He can golf. He can do this. He can do. That's what it is. And that shit is paper thin as shit. He's just an opponent. Like that's the most they're going to be able to do is get. But he doesn't have anybody, a mainstream dude to fight. He need to fight Jaron Ennis just to prove that he can whoop him. In my personal opinion, though, that's some bullshit. Like. Don't ever ask anybody. It's funny how many people that get the torch passed to them refuse to pass it to somebody else. Like Floyd Mayweather Jr. refused to give a young black fighter a fight, like somebody like Keith Thurman a fight, right? He could have fought Keith Thurman. Yeah, it could have fought Sean Porter. I would say specifically Keith Thurman.
But Keith
like
Thurman,
he could have fought Keith Thurman and gave Keith Thurman that opportunity, but he didn't. So how does Keith Thurman respond? Keith Thurman gets 2 belts without anybody putting them on. So he sees Errol and Terence and doesn't put them on. Errol doesn't want to fight Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman wouldn't fight him. So he fights Terence. Terence didn't get the Thurman fight. So Terence now wants to do unto others as I would do unto you. And they feel like that's how they've made it their whole careers by playing these games. And they think that the other guys are bad guys. So that justifies them doing it. But the nice guys get fucked. So Errol Spence, who by every means and everything I can see is an honest guy, doesn't juice. He ain't got no Victor Conti fucking problems. He keeps his word. He fights tough fights every time. And he has somebody that doesn't do that, who does take advantage of all of the hard stuff and all of the shortcuts. Because, bro, I think Bud takes he does all the hard stuff and he does all the sneaky shit. That's my personal opinion. So he's willing to do whatever he's got to do to get on top. And that's what now that's why people see Gervonta saying, fuck that. You're not going to do that shit to me, Shakur. Like, I see the play coming for Shakur. Y'all going to make Shakur's not going to be fighting nobody. But every fight Shakur has, they're going to say Gervonta's ducking Shakur. And then Gervonta's going to wind up actually fighting the risky people. Actually fight the risky people who you never give them credit for fighting. Because that's what happened with Errol. Errol fought the guys that actually had the belts without them ever giving Errol any credit. So they want Gervonta to do the same thing and Shakur to come catch him at the end. And then they're going to talk about how he was great the whole time.
Yes.
No, Gervonta says, Gervonta says, no, thank you, not doing it. And find somebody else to make you great because you already ran the play. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't stupid. We see the play. Just like Bill Haney is behind a lot of this bullshit. Like, he said, and I knew you always said that, Deem, and I always believed it.
I told you everything Bill fault.
Man, listen, but when he said, when Devin, but the thing that is like, there's no doubt this nigga ain't on shady shit. He said, when Terence Crawford said it was Bill Haney that told him to fight Canelo and fuck Errol Spence, that had to happen before the Spence fight. So it was Bill that was in Terence Crawford's ear telling him to take other fights, like that David Avenetian fight that was made at the 7-Eleven or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, bro, y'all are on some other level sneaky fucking con man bullshit. Y'all, and guess what? Niggas ain't doing it no more. So they said, give me the money for the Jake Paul fight. Give me that money. And you niggas are not gonna get because what is it? It's like they can get the money. If it's them, it's okay for them to get the money. But it's a guilt trip if Gervonta gets it. Because all legacy is a guilt trip. That's all that conversation is you guilt tripping somebody about what they should be doing. And I'm not hearing none of that fucking legacy talk no more out of none of y'all. Because when it comes down to that shit, it's about the money. It's it's about the money. Unless it's somebody you don't like, then you want to guilt trip these niggas about the money.
Exactly.
But now I wanted to ask you a question. Did you see Lamar Roach's new promotional video?
Yes.
Fanon, can I ask you something seriously, brother? If Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Muhammad Ali, would any of them have been running around being happy about a draw?
Nope.
Nope.
Fanon, I can hear Kobe Bryant right now. Don't praise me for a draw. Why do Lamont Roach act like, at minimum, Lamont, you lost 5 rounds? You understand in boxing, you can make sure you win, right? You could have knocked Gervonta Davis out. Do you know that? You could have stopped Gervonta Davis. You could have put him in a particular situation. Those 5 rounds you lost, you could have won those, Lamont. That's why I love boxing, because you can make sure you win. It ain't like basketball where you got the refs, a holding penalty, whatever. Y'all seen what happened to my Eagles yesterday. That was a goddamn pass interference, okay? But, Lamont, you're running around here. I just want to give y'all an example. I respect Jermaine Ortiz because he actually got robbed, y'all. Jermaine Ortiz could have been out here doing all of this stuff, too. We supposed
He
to
might
know
have got
Jermaine
robbed in 2 fights.
against Loma. He's supposed to be known for the guy that beat Loma and Tio. For now, if
Yep.
anybody got a case to be out here making promotional videos talking about they got robbed, it's Jermaine
Damn top
Ortiz.
rank. Top
Go
rank.
ahead, y'all. I just wanted
That's
to
how
see y'all
top rank
perspective
do it.
on that.
You right. That's how top rank do it. You know what I mean? I knew something was up when you could see Bob Byrne coming in the background when they were showing the ring coming down to the front. I knew something was up with that. It's ridiculous. And you know what get me is the fact this. Bud sat up there on that couch with Andre Ward, God, lying through his damn teeth, knowing that if it weren't for Earl Spence, he never would have got that fight. Never. If Earl would have listened to Al when Al said we move on. No, Earl said, I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and give him a couple, and they went on and made the fight. If it weren't for Earl, he would have never won that belt at 147. And then the hypocrite of it all, not to give a young up-and-comer like Boots an opportunity after Earl gave him the opportunity. Now, that's some hypocritical bullshit. Seriously, that's what that is. That's some straight hypocritical bullshit. Man, that man full of crap just like Shakur. Undergarments. For real.
They definitely trying to make a. They definitely trying to make a play. They definitely trying to. They definitely got over. So don't expect them not to continue to get over. But they're not going to get over in the same way that they got over that they got over before. But Terence Crawford should keep his mouth shut about Jaron Ennis. That's not right. If you're not going to fight him, you just say you don't fight. You're not going to fight him and keep it moving. For him to say that he was going to fight that at any point in time he was seriously considering fighting Jaron Ennis, that's just flat out dishonest. And you're doing a disservice to the kid by acting like, oh, if he had done something different, he would have gotten the fight. Stop that, man. You know full well that there was nothing he would have done, nothing he would have accepted that would have got him that fight. And when you would have fought him instead of Errol Spence, or that you would have fought him at 147, and because you weren't going to stay there. He went to 147, he dropped the belts, and he left the weight class. Same thing with 154. Dropped the belt, and left the weight class. Brother, you gonna say that at any point in time you were gonna stay in those weight classes? And if Jaron had done something different, you wouldn't have left? Fuck no, Terrence. You know damn well that. See, what I wish I could do sometimes, and I never do it, is like ask these people real questions where they gotta really tell you the truth. Because they do a lot of double talk. A lot of it's fine with me. It's like they believe in ruthlessness in business because they don't really have any trust in the good nature of other people. And other people have trust and good nature in them, and find out that their trust was misplaced. Errol Spence Jr. learned that he was trying to shoot a fair one with Terence Crawford as far as the negotiation goes, and found that he got backdoored by Bill Haney. You know what I'm saying? It's like got backdoored by Bill Haney. Like, that's the part where Bill Haney's involved in this shit that makes it so much more ubiquitous. Because not only, let me name all of the fighters that Bill Haney has fucking undermined. He has undermined Gary Russell Jr. He undermined Gervonta Davis. He undermined Shakur Stevenson. And now I know that he undermined Errol Spence. How many other people has this man undermined? Because the plan, and I remember, know how I know the plan was for Canelo to fight Errol? Because I got a call because I did a video about it years ago when they were upset that came out. It wasn't like they figured out the fucking plan. No, that article was in fucking Boxing Scene. I done videos. I did like 5 or 6 videos on that shit, maybe 4 years ago or so, about the fact that there was conversations about Errol Spence Jr. fighting Canelo. So now you know what it looks like to me? It seems like you fucking cheated. I hate to say this, but many people suspect you juiced. Many, let me say it so your overly fake ass, litigious asses can hear this. Many people suspect that you started juicing with legally juicing or whatever it was with Victor Conte, knowing you were just going to steal Errol Spence Jr.'s path. You're gonna monster your ass up, drain him, do all kind of bullshit, wait all kind of time, put the blame on him. Meanwhile, you're really trying to get to the fight that he was wanting because Bill Haney told you to do it. Bill Haney is a rat, man.
Yeah, and Dean, everybody know for 9 other channels, Marty called me out for. Everybody know I'm a Terence Crawford fan. And I'm a fan of what he does in
I
that
am
ring.
too.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I love what that man does in that ring. But when he start to get to talking, man, I don't know what it is. And the fact now that he has Keyshawn and Shakur and that whole side talking just like him, getting on channels, lying, saying this and that. Like you said, Bill undermined the people that you named. He undermined Shakur Stevenson too. When that whole negotiation was supposed to be going down at 135, he undermined him too. The thing about it is, we gotta understand, man. Boots, like Dean last week said, Boots got out of the way for y'all to have y'all super fight. And then he was waiting in the backgrounds for y'all to whatever. And you know that because the IBF stripped Terence Crawford because what? He did not
He
fight
would
Jaron
not. He
Ennis.
would not go. It's not even that he wouldn't fight him. He wouldn't even
He
go to
wouldn't go into
negotiations.
negotiations.
That's why they
So they
stripped him so
stripped him.
fast. Yeah.
Exactly. If Earl was Boots mandatory for the IBF and you beat him and you take on those straps, brother, that's your mandatory now. You got that belt. You know what's going on. The last belt that you held on to at 154, the WBA, until they stripped you when you moved up to Port Canelo, you would have had to fight Boots again.
No. Hey, bro, they ain't stripping him yet. He's still the champ. That's why I'm telling y'all,
Oh,
Boots
he's
is
still the
not fight.
champ?
He's still the champ. That's why I'm
The
telling y'all, Boots.
WBA? Yep.
Yeah, Boots is not
Wow.
fighting Virgil next because I think Abbas and Zayas is in negotiations. Boots will be. This is a title eliminator. So by the time this fight get done, Bud probably will be stripped in the next couple. By the time Boots' next fight comes up, Bud should be stripped by the WBA, which means that Jaron in his next fight, if I'm Jaron Ennis, will be for the vacant WBA title. So get ready for everybody about to call him a duck. Everybody about to call him a duck because he gonna fight whoever it is that the WBA
Hey, when you
might be.
exhale, I'm sorry, when you exhale that smoke, can you shut the window off? Because I get demonetized for that.
Okay, my fault.
Yeah, I gotta
Go
try to
ahead.
remember. It can't blow.
All right, go ahead. My fault.
Flag me for that shit.
Yeah, I just once we
It's
get
all
off.
good.
Whatever.
It's all good because I gotta remind myself to do that shit. I fucked myself like 4 or 5 times like that. Yeah, man, it's unfortunate people want to act like they can have their cake and eat it too, bro. Terrence, you were not going to fight that guy. You know you're not going to fight the guy, so don't say or act like you was going to fight the guy if he would have done something different, bro. That's bullshit. You just ain't going to fight him. But see, he doesn't want to say he don't want to fight him because that makes it look good because that opens up the door for people to say, oh, you scared of Boots. The funny thing with me about Boots is that you guys see this dude fighting. So I don't want to hear none of that shit. Like if he was out there playing patty cake with people and shit like that, I'd be like, okay. But dude, that's not what you see with Jaron Ennis, dog. You don't see somebody fighting scared. You don't see that boy right there is a monster, bro. Until proven otherwise, that boy right there is a monster in my eyes. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. And seeing as I know that Bill Haney will fucking talk to Terence Crawford and convince him not to take the Errol Spence fight, really take the Canelo Alvarez, then you don't know what these people are advising people to do and not do. Bill Haney could be advising them, don't fight Jaron. Could be Bill Haney could be fucking talking to Oscar De La Hoya's fighters, tell him not to fight Jaron. Get Jaron out of the weight class so my son can be at 147. I mean, if people are bragging about what snake ass niggas do, you know what I mean? like God dog, man. Like, that's some snaky ass shit.
If I'm Boots though, I'ma start being petty. I'ma go get that WBA title. Terrence, you go to 160, fight whoever who got the WBA. I think Janabek got the WBA over there. You fight whoever the WBA champ, and I'ma use my status to move up on your ass. Cause I hope one of them guys at 160 don't even try to unify with your ass. Cause they gonna be if Janabek is fighting Adamas, then I think he'll have 3 belts at that time. So yeah.
No, Laura got the WBA.
Oh, Laura got the WBA. But if him and Janabek fight, and what they talking about, then Janabek had a WBA. Then if Bud fight him, he'll be the champ. And if I'm Boots, I'm using my 154 status to challenge your ass. Absolutely.
For sure.
Look, bro, it really does say, I'm sorry to tell you, as of right now, I am on the WBAboxing.com website. I will pull the shit up so you can see it. Okay? Because you guys out here, I want y'all. They're talking about over here. They're not. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure. I know Phoenix is probably talking about 154. WBA website has Abreu as the 154-pound champ. What is this?
Who?
Yeah, it said he has Abreu as the 154-pound champion. No, it doesn't. Look, I'm on the WBA website right now. It's the WBA website. Current WBA champions. WBA boxing, current WBA champions. This is the WBA
154.
Super middleweight right there, Terence Crawford. Super welterweight, Terence Crawford. Up here. Super middleweight, Terence Crawford. That's what they got listed, man. They don't got Abreu listed as the champion, not on this website.
Who's the interim at super welterweight for the WBA? Ennis, tell us.
Welterweight is a guy named is interim WBA. Oh, up higher. He just lost. Jonas Tellez just lost.
Yeah, he just lost.
So the interim is going to be the other guy. It's Abreu. But
that's why I'm telling y'all that's Boots' next fight. If he don't lose, that's gonna be Boots' next fight.
He got ordered to fight somebody though.
Him and Xander Zayas supposed to be in negotiations for now.
Abreu?
So what you just said makes sense now. Okay. What
Nebraska
you
Assassin, you're saying those rankings are old, bro. That's the website, bro. I'm giving you the website. That is where the official website is. That's the official. Now they have to update it, but until they change it, ESPN's not an official list.
Yeah, that's not official.
ESPN is not an official list, bro.
Nope.
I can go to ESPN boxing and it's not. I mean, that's their shit. Divisional rankings. Oh, I actually go to
and ESPN is just you already know.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't believe nothing they say anyway.
I mean, they be off sometimes, man, but it should be somebody, but they got some bullshit rankings, bro.
For now, watch how it go from Butcher to win up and challenge for a belt. Now his next fight, he gets a belt. They gonna say Butcher said, forget that. And then Fort Virgil Ortiz. Meanwhile, for now, you know all these people that say he ducking Virgil Ortiz. I'm gonna show you how fake content creating is. And I done called a few of them out on this. They know. That's why they don't like. They say I'm moving the goalposts when I say this. No, I say y'all kind of being hypocrites. Hey, Fanon, did you see the Ring Magazine article about Virgil Ortiz refusing to fight Bakaram Murtazaliev because he don't want to fight for the IBF with the rehydration clause? So Virgil said he'll only fight Bakaram if he unified. The problem is with that, Fanon, he's been the interim champ for the WBC. This is his second voluntary defense. He has not petitioned to fight Fundora. That's the only reason Keith Thurman is fighting Fundora, because Virgil was supposed to be fighting Keith. Virgil could have easily petitioned to be fighting Fundora. This Keith Thurman fight wouldn't be happening. He don't want no smoke with Fundora. He don't want no smoke with Bakaram. Xander Zayas accepted the offer, but he went in Fort Madrimal. But somehow, some way, people want to convince me that, but he want Boots so bad. Oh, but he'll take Boots though. The fuck out of here, dog.
And the thing is, they already calling for Boots to follow in Terence Crawford footsteps on son. Terence did it. So what you should do is get your one fight at 154, get the IBO title from what's his name, and then go right up to 168 and challenge Bud. What? Like, what are we talking about?
Bud ain't trying to fight that man. If he was, he would have fought him at 147. And what type of champion wins undisputed championships after undisputed championship and don't defend his belt?
But
Not
he never
once.
defended. He never defended none of them at any division.
And then isn't the WBA considered whenever you saying someone is undisputed? Yeah, because it's one of the sanctioning bodies, right? But how in the world Max Kellerman gonna come out his mouth and say Tank hasn't fought any champions? Tank hasn't won a championship.
Get him out of boxing. Get
He's
him
a
out of
clown.
All right, hey,
boxing.
it is a bras. It is a bras. I had to go into it a different way, but they do have Abbas Barayu as the WBA world champion. Jaron Ennis is ranked number 1 in the WBA.
That's why I
But yeah,
said
I
that's
got a
gonna be his.
different view of it. So yeah, it is. It's
That's why.
Abbas Barayu.
That's why I was saying, Fanon, that's going to be his next fight. But Abbas and Zayas is in negotiations for a unification fight. And Boots might get the winner of that. But Boots will probably be the mandatory for Abbas the minute this fight is up, because this fight is a title eliminator.
I wouldn't be surprised if Abbas beats. I wouldn't be surprised if Xander Zayas went the fucking PBC route because who are the other champions at 154? You have
Bakaram and Fundora.
Bakaram and Fundora.
Yeah. Bakaram fights on everybody's card though, so Fundora is the one. And Fundora, okay, cool. And Fundora got Keith Thurman coming. All right, that's right.
Yeah, he gotta go to he gotta go to PBC route. PBC got all the fighters.
Yep. They got
Bakaram
top
PBC.
talent.
No, I mean, he kind of is for now. He kind of everywhere. Like, he a floater.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I seen him kind of fighting everywhere. Kind of like my guy Oshaki been doing lately, man. He been bouncing around too.
Yeah, man. If you want them big fights, you're gonna have to do what you gotta do, man. These dudes be, I don't know, man. I just don't understand it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still trying to see the Boots situation play out, whether it's though, because at first I didn't know if he was gonna sign back to Eddie or not. So I just gotta see how it runs its course. But after this little step with Eddie, then I'm pretty sure Boots and his team will know what to do and how to move. But man, just give it time. Boots going to forge his own path. He don't need Terence Crawford. Boots is going to make his own name in the sport. His skills is his skills. So he's going to keep climbing the charts long as these dudes is willing to get in the ring with him. But two dudes that I'm going to tell you now that don't want to fight him, Virgil don't want to fight, and neither do Terence Crawford. Now, my thing with Terence Crawford is I would respect more. Like Canelo, you could just come out and say, yo, Boots, listen, bro, you nice, this, that, and the third. Get that man his respect and say, hey, I'm on my way out the door. I'm only looking for a couple more fights. These opponents, big money names or fights, whatever you say, just don't put no lie. And that's what Boots said when Mill interviewed him. Boots like, yo, I don't have nothing against Terence Crawford. Like, he nice, this, boo, bam, bam, give him his props, give him his flowers all the time. He said, just don't be out here lying on my name, saying that I had chances to fight you and stuff. That's when I replied. That's when I say certain stuff back. That's all Boots ever said. He never said nothing bad about Bud.
But bro,
He
my
just
thing
said,
is
yo, keep it 100.
For Bud to be acting like Boots is not his biggest fight. That's the problem with boxing. We all know
Oh, yeah,
what
we
his
know that's
biggest
his
fight
biggest
is.
fight. Yeah, hell yeah.
So what is Bud talking about? Where is you going to get this 100 million? Nobody's paying you 100 million to fight Janabek. People don't even know who the fuck Janabek is.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
So where is you getting this? Who is your? I keep asking everybody that, and then they jump to Jermell Charlo. You don't know what Jermell Charlo's doing. We are talking about active fighters right now that we know are in the sport and actively fighting. Who is his fight? What is this big fight? And if it's true what Bomac said, that you got 2-3 more, Boots can't be one of them.
If you got two, three more
Boots
fights,
can't
you
be.
gotta fight Boots, bro. You got to.
That's what Bomac said. Bomac said he got 2-3 more fights left. So Boots can't be one of them.
Oh yeah, they bugging.
Come on, dog. Like, but then everybody want to run around and talk about Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Meanwhile, Bud doing the same thing y'all claim Tank doing to Shakur Stevenson. He acting stupid for now. He acting like he don't know what I gotta fight him for. What he done. This little brother better.
This is somebody acting real silly. Why Boots didn't accept the fight with Haney or Lopez, man? If you guys don't get the fuck out of
stop it, man. Stop.
Like, look,
He never
without even
offered
knowing
that
the
man
facts
a
behind
fight.
this, without even knowing the facts behind it. All right, because I didn't. I listened. Somebody said that shit. I'm not trying to hear it, bro. Do you understand what fucking Jaron Ennis will do to Devin Haney? Do
So
you
they
have
won't
any
never
fucking
fight
idea
again.
what he will do to Teofimo Lopez? The only reason that those guys did not fight that guy is because he couldn't make 147 anymore, because he'd been at 147 since he was like 19 years old, bro. He stayed at that weight class a long time. He looked anorexic the day before the weigh-in, so he moved up to 154. He's eventually going to go to 160, man. But why didn't he fight Haney? Devin Haney wouldn't want no parts of no fucking Jaron Ennis. Are you kidding me? No fucking way. Jaron Ennis will murder that boy and Teofimo Lopez, man. Like, at a certain point in time, bro, we just gotta know that. Gotta ask, like, do you really know what you're looking at? Because
No, they
before, like,
casuals.
before people ask me questions like, who did he fight? And I want to know, do you know what you're looking at? And you ask, when you go look at BoxRec and tell me who he fought, bro. How can you develop an opinion on a fighter that you've never seen fights? And be honest. If you have to ask me who did he fight, and then you don't know who they are, then you're telling me you don't know who any of these, then how could you criticize them if you don't know who they are? You're just asking silly ass questions, trying to deflect and trying to make Gervonta Davis look bad. And that's very, very obvious for what the fuck y'all are doing. And not Gervonta, I mean Jaron look bad. Because there ain't no fucking way Jaron he'll kill Devin Haney. Hold on real quick. Ty Boss, man, how can I help you?
What's up, Ty?
What up, Ty?
Yeah, what's up, Dean? What's up, everybody? Yeah, man. Look, I'm not tripping on Crawford not fighting Boots or whatever. I wanted that fight when it was at 147 and Crawford reigned 147 or whatever, but he chose I guess he had another path carved out for himself or whatever. He didn't want that fight at that time, and I know for what reason he didn't want that fight. He didn't want the momentum to go away. Had Boots got the better of him in that showdown or whatever. He knew that wasn't no guarantee win. So that's why he went on and took the fight with Madrimov up at 154. I'm not tripping though, because I think Boots got a path for himself. I really do.
I do too.
None of the two fights are Boots. I'm not really tripping because first off, I wanted that fight when it was for the marbles, the belts and whatever, because I think Boots did a good job positioning himself by taking the IBF route. He was ranked behind Virgil? Was it Virgil or Alexis Rocha? He was ranked behind one.
He was ranked number one. He was ranked number one
in the WBO.
Oh, in the WBO, yeah, he was behind. Yeah, in the WBO, yeah.
Yeah, he was behind some people. The fact that he was ranked behind Virgil, I think Alexis Rocha, I'm glad he took the IBF route and went over to Arrow's sanctioning body, because whoever won the fight between Crawford and Spence would have to see Boots. But it looked like Crawford still was able to finagle his way out of taking that mandatory fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's why that thing didn't go down. You know what I'm saying? But he immediately dropped the belts. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew that Boots was his mandatory. And
he held him for a second. He got stripped. He held him for a minute. He held a couple of those belts for a minute.
Yeah, he got stripped. But that was his way of dry giving up the belt.
No, but he held that belt for a second. He didn't drop him right away. He held him for a second.
No, I didn't say he willingly dropped him, but that was his way of like trying to drop. That's his way of saying
That was his way of stalling Boots out.
It was like a fuck you release to the belts to Boots.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna fight your ass anyway. You know what I'm saying? I
Yep.
wasn't give you no chance. That was what that was. And that's why you start hearing all the narratives. Oh, Boots is an email champ, this, that, and the third. The IBF already warned you and Spence ahead of time. They let you know the law of the land ahead of time. Whoever the winner of that showdown was, will have to see Boots. And y'all was like, okay.
If they didn't agree, the fight wouldn't have happened.
Yep.
I don't want to hear that. You knew you weren't gonna fight that young man, no way. Period. That's just what it was. You looked at Boots as a high risk, low reward, very risky fight with no upside. That's what you looked at that fight as. He know what he's saying when he see Boots.
See, but Ty, can I say this? When everybody keeps saying no upside, I don't believe that part either. You can't name me 5 black fighters more popular than Jaron Ennis. So it is upside. I don't, because if it wasn't, see, this the thing that, I'm sorry for now, but I gotta say this. This is the thing that pisses me off. So every nationally syndicated place that Bud has asked him about Boots. So the whole world know about Boots, but everybody keep telling me don't nobody know about Boots. He don't gain nothing from the fight. Then if that's the case, what do Gervonta Davis gain by fighting Shakur Stevenson, I'm saying? Because he in the same situation that Jaron Ennis is in. They don't sell and all of that stuff. If people
hold on, pause. Hell no, because Jaron Ennis knocks people out.
Thank you.
Jaron's in a better spot because Jaron be fucking punishing people. His fights are better.
My thing is, Fanon, stop telling me he don't bring nothing to the table when that's the only person Bud get asked about. That's what he brings to the table. That everybody know him. So Charlemagne knows him, Shannon Sharp, Najee, everywhere he go. Right after the press conference with Canelo, everywhere he go, they ask him about Boots. But Boots don't bring nothing to the table. That don't make sense. And how you know it don't make sense, because it's the same argument Shakur Stevenson fans use against Gervonta saying when he say, why I gotta fight him? Everybody be like, you know why you gotta fight him.
Uh-huh.
I want somebody to name me these 3 big fights for Terence Crawford that's supposed to be bigger than Boots.
Exactly.
None of them.
It don't get no bigger than Canelo. It don't. That was all there was left for him.
Terence said, y'all, he want 3 big fights left. What's those 3 big fights that's bigger than Boots? That's why I'm asking for it. I want what Terence won.
Now, Dean, at this point, it is Boots. Before that, it was Canelo, because Canelo is the bigger star than Boots at this moment. But now that he already conquered Canelo, now it is Boots. That's his biggest fight, but people don't want to admit that. You know, they want to down the young homie and say, who is he fought? Da, 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 da. That's what you're going to hear, a bunch of who is he faults and all that dumbass shit. But Boots is really that's a big name for his resume. It really is. Cause look, he was sparring Canelo. He's probably got the most buzz that he's had like in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Ty, he got the most buzz of any black fighter besides Gervonta or Terence Crawford. Can't nobody name me a more popular black fighter in America right now. Don't say Earl, don't say Jermell. They are inactive. You don't know what they are doing. We are talking about what we know.
Like active fighters, yeah.
As far as fighters,
free.
There's not 2 bigger fights. There's not another bigger name than Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis than Jaron Ennis currently today. You know how you know that? Just look at your YouTube feed. Look at how everybody asks Terence about it.
Yeah.
I'll be waiting. See, people claim they be knowing boxing. I'll be waiting. Well, this don't nobody want. Listen, name me the Janabek's not a bigger name than Boots.
Nah.
Somebody tell me the black American fighter that's more popular than Jaron Ennis besides Gervonta Davis and Terence Crawford. I'll wait.
Nobody.
Well, Deontay Wilder just had a fight, so I'll throw Deontay out there. But if you put Deontay into the non-active, then no, nobody.
Yeah, Deontay on his way out the door. I'm talking about now, today.
Yeah, current.
You know what's
Lamont
crazy?
Definitely.
Roach. Lamont Roach.
Haney, nigga. Devin Haney.
Man.
Devin
Yeah,
Haney.
Devin
no,
Haney.
hell no.
And you see it. Boots definitely
Devin,
next up.
hey, Fanon, I'm gonna tell you this, Fanon, you being an Earth man. You can't be the third, you can't be the most popular Fanon when you a co-main fighter. Even Turkey don't believe that shit. He about to put him on another co-main, Fanon.
Just joking.
For real.
I know.
Z Sticks, how can I help you?
Z Stacks 1017. How you doing, Fanon? Good morning,
Z
man.
Stacks, I'm sorry.
No, you
brother.
Good
good.
morning.
Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Much
What's
love
up,
and
man?
respect. Hold on, man. I can't believe we sitting up here acting like Jaron Boots Ennis is the best thing for Terence Crawford's career right now. How can y'all literally sit here and put him above Terence Crawford going down to 160 to fight Jennabek and oh boy and becoming an undisputed champion at 160? That does way more for his career, way more for his legacy. I know y'all want to talk about legacy, but at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It does way more for his legacy than him fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. He will get
No, it
more
don't.
likely more. Yes, it does. He will get more money for fighting them two and becoming undisputed way before he get fighting Jaron Boots Ennis, because Jaron Boots Ennis don't really have no accolades. He got his IBF champion emailed to him, and then he got what was the other one? The WBO belt he actually fought and won for, but he only got like 2 belts. He didn't do nothing in his division.
And what did Jennebeck do?
Okay, so Crawford email champ, right? At 154, he fought for he fought a guy that won a vacant belt. He didn't beat Charlo for that fucking WBA belt. So he's the email champ, right? Keep it fair.
Right. What did Mandrimov do for Terence Crawford's career?
Exactly.
Not a
He,
He won an
damn
email,
thing.
baby.
Madrimov didn't do nothing for his career but put up a good fight, which is just
Hey,
the
hold
same
on,
as
man.
Jaron Boots Ennis.
Hey, hold on.
Come on,
Did
man.
nobody say he never said nobody said it was the best move for Terence Crawford's career? That's the first thing. Because you said people are acting like that. No, nobody said that. Nobody said this is the best move for Terence Crawford's career. The most anybody said is that this is the most money you're going to make for a fight because this guy is more known than everybody in the 160-pound division. Dean didn't say anything about the legacy for Terence Crawford. He just was saying Terence Crawford is being a bit of a hypocrite because he doesn't have any plan on fighting that guy. So don't act like it. Don't act like he had the opportunity to fight you because that's not true. But I don't think anybody was looking at it from the point of view of this is for the best move for. I got you, Greg. I don't think anybody that I listened to actually said what you said, which was that it's the best move for Terence. It wasn't. I think generally speaking, people don't give a fuck that it was what's good for Terrence's career or not. The question is, if you say that Gervonta Davis, that if you say that Jaron Ennis, you won't fight Jaron Ennis, why not? Right? And what's the reason for him doing and not doing it? Real quick, let me get this link. Yeah. Deem, am I right? Because I don't think you said it was best for him.
What I'm saying is, of course, getting another undisputed championship on your belt, on your resume, you look good. But that's not what Terrence said, Z. Terrence said he want the biggest fights, Z. I
Yeah.
said there ain't a bigger fight that he has than Jaron Ennis. Do you disagree with that?
Okay. No, I don't disagree with that.
That's
I
all
don't.
I said, my good brother. That's all I
Okay.
said. Hey, I want what Terrence won. Terrence won $100 million, Z. Can I ask you a question, Z?
But
What
actually,
fighter he got that potential to make that with? He won $100
mm,
million for his next fight. Nobody's giving him $100 million for Janabek, are they?
he wouldn't get 100 million in just one fight. He's not that big of a draw. He's not a tank or
That's what
a tank
Z.
part. He wouldn't
Exactly.
get that. It
Z,
would be
that's what the
between.
man.
He could probably get it between 2 fights. Being
Z,
coming
I'm just telling you
undisputed
what
at
the man.
160, he could probably get that 100 million there by doing that. But he ain't gonna get
Z,
it for fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. And actually, I disagree. I do think a bigger fight for Terence Crawford would at 154, but even though he ain't talking about going down to 154 no more, would be the Charlo fight. That would be bigger
Stop
than
saying the Charlos. We don't know what the Charlos are doing. We don't got six,
okay,
7, 8, 9 months to figure out what Jermel and Jamal is doing. Next week we
okay,
can hear a story about them. You already know how that go. I am talking about active. Because guess what, Z? You know how what Dame is saying is the truth. Has
yes
anybody
sir.
asked Terence Crawford about Jermel Charlo? Who they been asking him about?
Yep, Jaron Boots Ennis
Oh, all right. Because
and
you know why,
Janabek.
Z? Hey, Z, you want
What?
to know why?
Yeah,
Because Gervonta Davis got bigger fighters that he can take. That's better for his
Mm-hmm.
legacy. But everybody want him to fight Shakur Stevenson. And I got a problem with Tank when he say, oh, I don't know why I got to fight him. That's the same thing Bud's saying. But the thing is, with Gervonta, he could actually fight other people and garner that money, though. That's
yeah,
the biggest difference.
yeah.
And that's the same fan base, Z. That's why I bring that up because Shakur hangs with Bud. Most of Shakur fans are Bud fans as well. So it can't be the opposite argument when it's Shakur, but you okay with it when it's Bud. When Bud Gervonta, you okay with it. But when it comes to Gervonta, he got to do something extra. He can't act like he don't know why people asking him about Shakur. You see what I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about? Don't
Exactly.
tell me what the biggest fight is when I see everybody asking. We know what the biggest fight is. It's not no question. That's why the internet went crazy, Z, when Boots Ennis sparred Canelo Alvarez.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy is at the same time, this dude up there is sitting with Andre Ward, again, lying through his teeth, trying to paint Boots as a duck. Man, come on, man. You up here trying to paint this man as a duck. The same narrative that Turkey came out his mouth with. He won 2 tune-ups. You know what I mean? I don't know what is wrong with this guy. He don't want to fight. Man, come on. Get out of here. You know what I mean? And you know what they're about to do? Turkey up here about to put him in and try to see if he'll fight Shiraz. And if he do that, oh man, the fix is in. You don't know Bud gonna come to the ring looking half sleepy. Watch.
Right.
If he do fight him, and he went 100 mil or less than 100 mil, he gonna have to fight Riyadh season because they not paying that type of money out no more to anybody who's not fighting in Saudi Arabia.
Crazy. What up, Greg?
What's the deal, fellas? How y'all feeling?
What up, Greg?
Ah, ah.
Can y'all hear
Peace,
me?
Greg.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all. Hey, yo, I just wanted to say I've been listening to everybody, and everybody got points. But it's like I think people forgetting that Terence Crawford wasn't supposed to be here. So therefore, is not anybody really naturally checking for him. You know what I mean? So Boots is the most interesting fight for him. We don't we're not saying that it's the best fight for his career. It's the one that make all the sense. It do make all the sense though, because if you look at the two styles, you're not gonna get that anywhere else. So it make it the most interesting fight. And then there's so many narratives behind it. I think that's why I mean we want to see the fight. It's just a great fight. It's clearly a great fight. But Bud trying to get that money, if Bud was at this height 3-4 years ago, maybe that money would be visible. Maybe we could see what he talking about. But just beating Canelo, you're not gonna get that because who come after Canelo? Lara is a great fighter, and we know that. But Lara really ain't been around, right? And Lara, old man, and then Janabek, like Dean said, nobody really know Janabek compared to a Boots in this. And then you got Adames, who is again a good fight. It's another good fight for all those fights is good fights, but nobody really into them guys. Nobody talking about them guys on the regular. You know what I mean? And that's a shame that it's like that but that's how it is. And you know, at the same time, I think him and Boots won't fail. I think that'd be a great fight. That's
Your
all.
And
bunch of
Boots ain't that big. I
European.
bet you in the boxing community, man, Eslandi Laura name is just as big as Gerard Boots is, bro. He been around way too long.
What
Everybody
you
knows
just
Laura.
say? What you just say?
Bro.
Did
Everybody
you
know
just tell
Eslandi.
me? Did you
Yes,
just
bro.
tell me that Landy Laura name is as big as Jaron Ennis in 2025?
To the okay, maybe not to the
To the fans, the people that buy the fight, right?
the people that won't bother fight. You know what I'm saying? The casuals, maybe not to the casuals, but to the main boxing fans who've been watching boxing their whole life.
What do
Everybody knows Laura.
but Z, what do that do for Terence Crawford? Hardcore boxing fans don't get you 40, 30, 20 million dollars. You need casual fans to be interested in the fight to get the money that Bud wants.
Mm-hmm.
I
Or
don't
you gonna
think
get
Ennis will
560.
generate the money y'all think because
Hey,
he's
Craig.
not that he sells out in his city, but he don't sell out for real nowhere else.
He sold out in Atlantic
True
City.
that.
That is not his city.
Yeah, in
That's
Atlantic is yeah, I remember that, but nah, man. I
It's
think
the
y'all
heights.
tripping.
Laura. Where
It'll
Laura
be
selling out at? Where Laura selling out at? Do you even
nowhere,
know
but
where
it's
Laura last fight was? Do you even know where his last fight was?
no,
My point exactly.
not at all.
Do you, hey Z,
Mm-mm-mm.
let me ask you something.
What's up with it?
Do you think more people know what was Boots' last fight and where he fought? The boxing world that you was talking about. You think the whole boxing world knows where Boots just fought at and who he fought?
No,
Hey
probably
man,
not.
we're not going to be able to really argue that Aris Landy Lara is as well known as Jaron Ennis. He's not. Number one, he's not from America, and he doesn't have a city. That's the number one reason because Jaron Ennis has a city of Philadelphia and that whole area over there. Versus somebody that's from Cuba and doesn't speak English. No, it's not. That's not a close comparison. Jaron Ennis is a solid name. I think as far as like how big Jaron Ennis is, he's right there with Teofimo. He's just right there with Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, bigger than Shakur Stevenson at the moment because he's not on an undercard. Like if you said ticket sales at the time he was headlining, we could say maybe Shakur, but Shakur doesn't headline anymore. He took a step back voluntarily, took a step back. So, the number one guy as far as Black America is Gervonta. Number two's probably Terence Crawford. Number three, got to be Jaron Ennis, until one of those guys that are that haven't fought in 2 years comes back.
Hey,
I think
Fanon,
that's just an obvious truth. Yeah,
can I interject real quick? Hey, so about the Crawford and the 160 thing, that idea, I don't think that's feasible. I don't even think that's possible. The way the landscape of boxing is going. You know, I overheard KO talk about this. The belts at 160. I think PBC and Top Rank run that weight class.
They
And
do.
For Crawford to want to remain a free agent and want to have a shot at those guys or whatever, those two promotional companies are going to want to keep those belts in house, and they're going to want him to go sign over there to go
that's
and
not what
fight.
that's not what the pastor says. That's not what the past says. Past says that people will fight because he got the fight with Errol. They didn't hold those belts from him. He fought a PBC fighter. He fought Errol. So no, I think that if Terence Crawford wants to fight at 160, the PBC will make fights with Terence Crawford at 160 if he wants it. And plus, if Turkey Al Sheikh is going to pay significant money for it, because I do believe Turkey Al Sheikh is propping up that fight that is supposed to be propping up that fight between, if it ever happens, between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez on Amazon. So they were in talks about that at least. So no, I think that they can make the fight. They can. There's nothing preventing those guys from getting a fight with Terrence because it's not like Alexander Lara is like 43 years old. Janabek is with Top Rank, but Top Rank doesn't have a promotional deal right now. So they're going to give Janabek a fight because what else are they going to do with Janabek? I think Janabek is supposed to be fighting. They did talk about Janabek fighting Carlos Adames, though. Isn't that something that they're? Oh no,
No,
Landy Lara.
Laura.
Yeah,
Yeah, Laura.
fighting Landy Lara. So no, those guys are partnering very well. If Terence Crawford wants to fight with the PBC, he can get it because I've talked to the PBC guys that are significant within the PBC, and their attitude about Terence Crawford is like, as long as he tells us what we're doing, we don't got no problem fighting with him. There was never anything where the PBC didn't want to fight, didn't want to let Terence Crawford fight fighters. They may not have liked the particular matchup because Terence Crawford was going to win, but they never had. I've never got a sense that they've ever had a problem dealing with or making fights with Terence. Terence is the one that is much more insistent on negotiations and more particular. Because if that was the case, why would he have to talk for all those hours to talk to Turkey Al-Sheikh directly to get a deal done? The
So
things
He
deals.
fought a
Are you
PBC fighter before
saying,
Earl. He fought Sean Porter.
so for now, are you saying if Turkey put up the money,
No,
those
I'm not saying that.
companies is
Because
taking?
I said, hold on, I said what I said. So if you want to ask a question. But I don't usually respond to, like, if you're going to tell me something, repeat what I just said. You want me to tell you what I mean again?
Yeah, because I'm getting.
I don't think Terence Crawford has any problem getting a fight with a PBC fighter or a top rank fighter on a one fight deal. Top Rank wanted to do business with Terence Crawford on a fight by fight basis. The PBC does business with almost anybody on a fight by fight basis. Those guys want to make money on a particular fight. So as long as Terence Crawford, there's money in the fight for a PBC fighter and Terence Crawford, the PBC is going to make that fight.
Yeah, but I'm talking about with their champions and for the money that Crawford.
Anybody, doesn't matter. Anybody. Any champion they have, they'll make a fight against somebody if it makes money. They do that. Terence Crawford, I mean, for real, think about it. Deontay Wilder 2 times went to ESPN, or at least for the third one, went to ESPN to make that fight. Errol Spence made a fight with Terence Crawford. Manny Pacquiao used to be a top-ranked fighter. He's fought like the last 6 or 7, like 4 or 5 fights of his have all been PBC fights.
And Sean Porter.
And Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez was with Golden Boy, and he came back and forth with the PBC. The PBC is not the one that stands in the way of making fights. The PBC sent fighters like Danny Garcia over to Matchroom so Danny Garcia could get championship fights under Eddie Hearn. No, they've never been there.
Carlos Adames the Riyadh, and he got robbed over there.
Y'all, we could end it right here. They just sent Gervonta Davis to Netflix. There you go.
They do it all the time.
Yep.
No, that's just
all I'm thinking about is the amount of money Crawford could potentially be asking for to fight those guys while getting those opportunities. And Crawford,
if he prices himself out of a fight, he's going to price himself out to any fight. That can't be controlled. If he wants to make a fair deal where the other guy makes money too, then they'll make a deal. As long as both people make money. If he comes in and he wants to make all the money and don't want to give them shit, then the fight's not going to get done. But it's going to be the other way around too. That's just normal business.
That's what
the strategic move was him fighting Canelo Alvarez, because now he figures that he fought and beat Canelo Alvarez. Now he think he can command paydays that Canelo Alvarez get paid. But the difference is Canelo Alvarez, majority of the fans that was in that stadium was his.
Exactly. And
what do you mean exactly?
Still, even after
what's exactly?
You're still not. What I'm trying to say is, even after Bud beat Canelo, you're still not as big of a draw as those guys. So you can't ask for $100 million and you're about to go fight Landy Lara. That's not going to happen. No one's paying that. No one's paying that. And like what's his name was saying earlier, most people don't know who Landy Lara is. Even though he's a great fighter.
Dimitri Bivol beat Canelo already and then became undisputed champion. He didn't get $100 million.
And he's not.
Dimitri, like, that don't mean because you beat. This is the problem with boxing. And Fanon done said this 1,000 times, but for some reason, people are in it. Just because you beat the cash cow don't mean you become the cash cow. Riddick Bowe beat Mike Tyson. Did he become the cash cow after that? No. Marquez beat Pac-Man. Did he become the cash cow after that? No. That's why you gotta build your fan base. That's what I keep trying to tell Shakur, Devin, everybody else, but they don't want to listen. They think beating somebody will prove that they'll get all of these fans and all of that. Well, go ask Dimitri Bivol if that's true.
And so the way Crawford is talking, I'm factoring that. He talking about he asking for $100 million paydays. I'm factoring that into will those fights with the PBC get made, because he over here talking like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get that or anything close to
He
that.
ain't gonna get that money with nobody.
Not even
For
Nobody.
real.
He can say he might as well be asking for $500 million. He ain't getting it. He ain't gonna get $100 million unless somebody want to burn $100 million.
You got to figure Canelo signed a 3-fight deal with Turkey for $150 million. So what makes you think Terence Crawford is about to get one fight for $100 million?
No, he's just
It ain't
not. So
happening.
can we drop that? Because that's at this point in time, that shit's redundant. Hell no, he's not getting $100 million for any fucking body. He just fought Canelo and he didn't get $100 million. So how in the hell is he gonna get more?
Well,
How
nah,
the
you
hell
get
is
it.
he gonna get more than that?
He don't want
If
10
he, hold
million.
on, let me finish because let's not cut off, man. I'm gonna letting everybody rap. Yeah, he didn't get $100 million for Canelo. So how's he gonna get 150? How's he gonna get $100 million from somebody else? The only person he can get $100 million for is Gervonta. That's the closest thing he could find. He already fought the guy. This is a big payday. That's a wrap. When Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, the last one, that was his big payday. Everybody has their big payday. You don't always go up from your big payday. Your big payday is your big payday. He had it. Now he's probably going to make more money than he would have made if he lost. But that does not mean that his fight is going to generate more money, because you get paid off unless you're doing something like they did and they took a gamble on Canelo. Anybody that's going to do business with Terence Crawford is going to say, look, okay, if it's a one-fight deal, how much revenue is the fight going to draw? Okay, I got you. How much revenue is the fight going to draw? And how much did your last one draw? If your fight lost a bunch of money, which I still maintain, his fights lose money. They're going to look up and say, okay, well, how can we justify paying this? So if in the case of Jaron, it's going to be what they kill. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to take the lion's share of that. But that's about it. No, there is no $100 million floating out there for him. So for the sake of the conversation, let's just assume that we're talking about how much money will his fights earn. And in that case, David Benavidez, number 1, Jaron Ennis, number 2. Rematch with Canelo Alvarez, number 1, obviously. But after that, it's David Benavidez at 168 pounds. He's not going to do it. Otherwise, it's Jaron Ennis at whatever weight class they agree to, because Jaron will probably take the fight at at any particular weight class they want. Just because if there's no mandatory that I know that's on Canelo right now, on Terence right now. So if they wanted to do it at 168 for all his belts at 168, they could do it. They don't have to limit themselves by a weight class, especially since there's no rule in boxing saying Canelo Alvarez has to weigh in at 168 pounds. That Terence has to weigh in at 168. He could fight for all his championship belts against Jaron Ennis, weighing 164 pounds, and Jaron Ennis weighing in at 163 pounds. And they could put all those belts on the line because there's no mandatory. So we don't have to worry necessarily about any of those other guys, because nobody in that 154-pound division is or no fights in there are as big as what Jaron Ennis versus Terence Crawford would be, specifically for Black America. That shit would be off the fucking chain, because Jaron Ennis definitely does have a very known presence on the East Coast and might have as many fans on the East Coast as Terence Crawford does, because Terence Crawford's fan base suffers because he's from the Midwest. That's not a problem Jaron Ennis has. And you also maybe find people just because they got the money that would be willing to put up a little extra money, especially if Jaron wasn't necessarily signed to Eddie Hearn and other people had a reason to want to make that fight happen. There are people that could believe, especially if they take a year for it, that Jaron Ennis is that dude. Anyway, did Deem leave? Damn, it's Deem that left. I'm sorry.
I'm still here.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Anton.
Yeah, man.
I got to check out not too long. Let me know what y'all think about that.
about Boots, right?
Yeah, yeah. About I just think they should make the fight. My bad, Deem. I thought I was trying to pass it back to Deem.
Yeah, I listen, man. I'm all for the fight. I don't think that they're like Dean said. We can't keep speculating about what Jamel and Jamal Charlo is going to do, even though those are two of my favorite fighters, and I miss them in the sport of boxing. When they come back, or if Earl come back, when they come back, I'll be here to support them. But right now, we talking about active fights. Boom. Bud is already saying we can just go down the line and check off the boxes so we can get to where Jaron Ennis is that name that we talking about. Bud has already said that he's probably not sticking around at 168. So if you're not sticking around at 168 and you're going back down to 160, you got Jenna Beck, you got Adamas, and you got what's the other guy named Laura, right? Boom.
Laura, yeah.
Jenna Beck is already in negotiations for a fight. Even if Jenna Beck wasn't in negotiation for a fight, his own trainer is already saying he's not ready for Terence Crawford. His trainer said that out his own mouth. So then that already eliminates him. I'm pretty sure if Laura got the fight, he wouldn't turn the fight down. But even if you turn that fight down and you go get that WBA title, and Boots wins his fight this Saturday coming up, and then he's able to get that belt off of the WBA guy, boom, then he can automatically use that WBA and go up to the next division and challenge Terence Crawford for a fight. I don't feel like there's a dancing partner that you're going to have skill for skill. It's highly anticipated, and the reason why it's highly anticipated is not only do they call Boots and say that Boots look like Roy Jones, they also compare him to Terrence Crawford, being a switch hitter, being able to his skills in the ring and being able to do certain things. He's kind of like a hybrid, as they describe on other channels, between a Roy Jones and a Terrence Crawford. We all know styles make fights, and when you watch Terrence Crawford fight in the ring and then you watch Jaron Ennis fight in the ring, there's no way you telling me that that's not a good fight. Now, if
Exactly.
That
you don't
I,
want the
I,
fight, just come out and say that. I just don't, and I'm a fan of Bud. I just don't want you being out here lying on that young man's name. Because the thing where Boots get a lot of flack and Gervonta Davis, both because they not like these guys. They don't get a microphone in front of their face and just start saying anything. They barely do interviews, they barely talk. Those guys be in the gym. They do what they do in their personal lives. When they got a fight, you see them, they do their interviews, you see them in the ring, and you won't hear from them guys until the next time they probably in discussions or got another fight coming up. But these new content creators, they don't like that. They like guys that are accessible. And as soon as they see them, they could put a microphone in their face and ask them any questions. And that's why you get Shakur Stevenson, where you could go down the list and he just makes himself look crazy on every interview because he's talking about fighting Connor Ben. He's talking about fighting this person. Oh, I'm too small for 140. Now I'm going to 140. I'm gonna get the belts. I'm gonna drop them, and Keyshawn can have them. I'm going back to 35. Oh no! And now Turkey is coming out. If Devin beats Norman, possibly Devin and Shakur on the undercard at 147. What? That's why that microphone is dangerous, because you get it in front of you and now you're just saying certain things. So your lies just keep piling up, and now you can't keep up, and now people is looking at you like, huh?
true that.
What you talking about? You just said you was fighting this person. You too small. So Terrence Crawford just need to keep it 100. Listen, bro, I'm fighting such and such. These are the guys I'm looking at. And if Boots is not a part of that, then you know that's bad for boxing, because I think it would honestly be a great fight. I favor Terrence Crawford if the fight would have happened at 147. If him and Jaron is to fight now, that anywhere between 54 to 68, I would favor Boots right now. Especially if Terrence Crawford is coming back down from 68 and at 38
True
years
that.
old. I would favor Jaron Ennis.
I
I
favor
would too.
I favor Jaron. I always did, even at 47. But that's just me.
Yeah,
Yes,
me
sir.
too. And I
Hey,
think that's
y'all.
the reason why. Oh,
Hey, it's been a good conversation, but I got to bounce, man. Nice to meet you. How do I say your name? Z. How do you say that name? Z Sticks. Z stats, 10, 17. All right, bro. I gotta head up out of here, y'all.
All right,
All right,
y'all.
Fanon, it's been
All
you
right,
know
for
it's always
now.
a pleasure, my guy.
All right, man.
I'll be here tomorrow, same time. You know what's up.
Yes, yes, sir.
All
We'll be
right.
back tomorrow. All right, y'all.
All right.
Great
All right,
panel.
man.
Peace
Take it
and
easy.
Thank
blessings to the whole panel. One
Peace.
love.
Peace.